Good evening. Here we are, face to face. Not sure how silver these spoons are, but we're gonna do some click-a-clacking. We're here in Austin.
Pack it up.
From Boston. Gonna turn it around. Let's go forward. You've seen enough of my stupid face. All right, thank you. And I'm here with the wonderful Pearl Snappy. Holy moly. It's been a wild ride. It's been a wild ride.
I know they have the doors open and stuff, so we gotta time this.
Ooh. Oh, right, exactly. We can maybe get a little glimpse inside.
Where's my babysitter?
Oh. Oh, you're not seeing your babysitter?
Or his patrol car?
Oh no.
So sad.
Oh, they're gonna have to whip something up, I guess.
They're just gonna have to call the regular old PD on me, I guess.
Whoop whoop. That will be the sound of the beast. Ooh, Medici. It looks like quality.
Oh, you're gonna be able to see into the cafeteria.
Here we go.
Are there other people here taking pictures? Look, there feels like a selfie station.
Oh no.
Yeah, they don't like that. Oh, look how sad they are. So sad for them.
You know, this is such an active org compared to the other ones that I've been to. I'm already sick to my stomach. Because it's a whole lot of cult damage we're seeing all at once. Yes. Should we kind of make a base round here?
See, there goes the shade tag.
Ooh. Oh, not fast enough though. Yeah, come on, let's have a little race. Quickie, quickie for the culty. Ooh, no, you don't like all the fascist symbols being shown. Oh, here we go. We'll just move on. Oh, look at all that. Flunk. Shade Tech, flunk. Look at all those crappy books. Good evening. Yes. Look at all this horrible stuff. It's expensive and it's meaningless. Expensive, meaningless stuff. Quick as you can. Quick like a bunny. That's right. Fast, chop. RPF is waiting for you. All right, here we go. You better run till your dadder takes you T-bird away and you live on rice and beans and go on the RPF. Woo-wee-oh, child trafficking cult now. Ooh-wee-oh. You got one more to go. Here we go. Dance a jig. Oh no, there's even more though. Hello. Here we go. The Way to Unhappiness by a Total Fraud. He needs to protect those. Good evening. I don't mean to block your path. Oh, look at this. The first moral code based on common sense. Touch the way to happiness. Touch it. Reversing moral decay with over 118 million ways to happiness. Booklets distribute. Yeah, so you printed 118 million booklets, which I doubt you even did, in 110 languages, which is also a lie. Take care of yourself. Be temperate. Don't be promiscuous. Love and help the children, which is total lie. Look at all that total lie stuff. All right. He did his job. Good evening. Good evening. Oh, don't go in there. They'll take your life and your money. Oh, that's a bad idea. It's a bad look. He's a hunter. He's a hunter of souls. Okay. Church F. Scientology. Rustin? Oh, Austin. That's right. That's where we are. Good evening. All right. So, yeah, thanks. That was wonderful sighting. Please, you know there's better things to do with your life and your time. Your family's probably wondering where you are. Leave this child trafficking cult, each and every one of you, please. Please and thank you. Do not give any attention or money to this child trafficking cult, because that is what they are. Ooh, now I see. Here we go. All right.
Fun, right?
Yeah. So that was very fast. I wish I had. These windows are polarized as well. Oh.
Right?
Yeah. Wow. Thank you. That great reaction. I love it. Indeed. I have a zero gauge septum piercing as well. Yeah. I mean, it hasn't closed yet. I can still put a chopstick through it. Yes, double bless you. And to one and all, this is a child trafficking cult. Please tell your friends not to give them anything, any attention. Don't feed the cult. Don't do it. Just like Grandmaster Flash and the Furious 5 say about white lines, don't do this cult.
Yeah, just say no to the cult.
Just say no. Exactly. The depth of the wisdom is deep. Yes, hello, MD Media. Awesome to see you. The champion of drum and baities. Champion. Highest score by far, by double, I'm thinking. Yes, they are ashamed. Do you know if all the graduations are all at the same time on Friday? I do not know. This is a new concept to me. So, Pearl Snappies. Do you know if all the orgs have their graduations at the same time on Friday?
No, not necessarily.
Okay.
Some of them are at like 6, some are at 7. This one is at 6:15, but they get here at 6 to sit in the cafe. It depends on, like when they were at the 10th org, they wouldn't get there like more than like 2 minutes early because they didn't have any cafeteria or anything.
Right. And so now they have lowered the they've raised the drawbridge. I haven't seen anybody man the battlements. I guess they'd pour the oil on you from right there. I don't smell any boiling.
Just you can't smell the hot dog water.
Yeah. Oh, of course. They take us down with the hot dog water. That's right. I don't mind being corrected. I don't think.
Oh, you're smart.
Good evening. Please do not give any more of your life to this child trafficking cult, though, because that is what they are. Is this your man? Or is he just picking up?
Yeah, I think he's the original babysitter.
He's the original?
I think.
Okay. Yeah. So we already have a babysitter. Just kind of making sure that we're surrounded by one side. Pressed against the building.
He does fun exercises though, so if that is the same guy, you'll catch him doing some like squats and stuff. Yeah, he's all into
Yeah, we'll match some exercises. We'll see. I don't know if he can kick up to his chest for 20 minutes, but I can.
I don't know, you might be able to.
Let's see.
He looks like he's about 12.
Oh. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. We're all here. We're seeing if other people. This org is so busy. You know, how's clearing the planet going? Less than 30,000, probably around 20,000 Scientologists globally, right? So that's yeah. I mean, you know, it seems like we're on the sidewalk and it's okay and nothing's going to happen. We're here with our ideas and our presence and our cameras. That is all protected by the Constitution. And we have this presence, this forceful presence, who's looking real tough. And, you know, we don't mean anybody any harm. We're actually trying to help if, you know. We are. We're trying to help people not waste their lives and waste their money and waste their time in this child trafficking cult that engages in extortion and blackmail. This is our minder. He's very prepared. Eagle Scouts.
A little bit of both, funny.
You look really put together, you know, and stoic. So Eagle Scouts, military.
Honestly, this guy's been like pretty cool. And like when when
cool.
Kathy Norton's husband.
No, I'm saying he looks pretty put together.
This guy's cool. It's the other guy who doesn't know the law.
Yeah, right on. Seriously, I'm good. I'm just trying to communicate my intentions, which are completely benign, peaceful, and in fact, my intentions are to try to be helpful to this community and other communities. Ladies and gentlemen, and however you identify, this is the new configuration. Awesome. Well, all right. Looks like there's a fair amount of the foot traffic. Yes. Magnifico. Yes, a new character to go on the ride. Good evening, sir. It seems like you're having some trouble, and I'm sorry for that. I would ask that you consider availing yourself of the ready-to-hand information that's critical of Scientology. And decide for yourself whether or not you want to engage in a predatory cult that allegedly engages in blackmail, extortion, tax fraud, wire fraud, securities fraud, embezzlement, intimidation and doxing of federal officials. I know. He does not look like fun.
He's the one that we were looking at in his pictures.
Indeed.
He's friends with, well, that's Morgan's.
Oh, I'm.
Friends with Michael Kerrigan, and he's all over Michael Kerrigan's, the one where you were like, that face is not
Yeah, no, it's just not right. It's so fixed up in an obnoxious facial scene.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he's got all the badges of like a security official from space. And
Little Davy and the fake space navy.
so it is, you know, it seems like, I mean, they are quite afraid of people exercising their First Amendment rights, so that we have all of this presence. I mean, is this not a little much? You know, maybe a waste of resources and time. But I'm sure this person's put up to it and has no other choice. But I mean, I guess this is just a job, right? That's what I've heard from a bunch of people who are protecting Scientology, that it's just a job, right? Or maybe the bad that they're doing is about following orders. Just following orders. Yeah. Oh well.
Make a statement without saying a word.
I mean, it seems like that line in the concrete would be the property line, and this entire rectangle would be.
The rest of the building comes out to the property.
Exactly, right? So that's the footprint, and so these rectangles here would be a public thoroughfare, and any attempt to impede my right-of-way from A to B would be an illegal act, I think, without any kind of, you know, something to say. Oh wow, I mean, how is that not my immediate focus? Just following orders. Yes, that's right, chat. That is a very poor defense, legally. See, you get the static, and I'll get the action. I'll get the action, Davy shot. Let's see if I can zoom in just a little.
Beep beep, two creeps in a Jeep.
Yes, beep beep, ribby ribby. Scientology is definitely a child trafficking cult. Please don't give them any of your time or attention. You will regret it. Thank you very much. Good evening. Thanks for your time and attention. That is a concerned citizen. These are the kinds of vibes we're looking for. People who are interested, people who are curious. Maybe they want some more information. Perhaps. So, I mean, you're recording and we're recording and I'm recording the recording of the recording. It's very meta. But, I mean, it seems like ideas really threaten this organization. They're pretty afraid of people exercising their rights and seemingly pretty afraid of cameras. Definitely afraid of mockery, which is advanced ideas. Good evening. I will not picture you. Thank you. All right. So, let's see if we can get up in there. Up and here. Up and... Please do not give them any of your time or attention. It's a child trafficking cult.
The guy that we walked past.
Indeed. Oh, he's back. Like tag team, back again.
Yeah, he's the one that got real mad at my song that day. Yeah, I got...
Oops, you're in a cult. Oops. Oops. Yeah, parody and satire are also First Amendment protected activities in a very big way. That's been very, 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 very formally established through the court system.
Cheaping and creeping, that's right.
Oh, yeah.
Just like mentioned and mentioned.
Learning and lervin'. That's what we're trying. We're trying to bring the lervin'. Hello, Sally. Hello, Ellie. Hello, Matthew King. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Hello, Sally. Hello, Digital Connected Media. Good to see you. The optics of the free personality test, the guardian. Yeah, no, absolutely. Where's the free? That's how I know Scientology is the free personality test. Good evening, sir. Oh, unfortunately, you're going into this building? Oh, yeah, you're supporting a cult.
Bad built guy with the turtleneck.
Oh, no. Oh, no, some more cult, another cult member? And you're opening the door for them? Is security obligated to be a door person? Because that's a union job in a lot of cities, you know? That like Benny's, frickin', it's pretty well protected. If you, like New York or Chicago or Boston, you know, they've got a lot of protection. Do you feel obligated to open the door for them? Or have they ordered you to do it? Is it part of your contract? Okay, you know, I guess we're beyond reproach, so maybe we'll remain so, beyond reproach. It's just kind of odd.
Well, he probably got in trouble.
Good evening.
He's too nice to us.
Say what?
He probably got in trouble from his boss.
Oh, yeah.
Too nice to us.
Yeah, seemingly it's, oh yeah, here we go, speaker tech. We're gonna go speaker tech. Where have they put this stupid speaker tech? See, because, you know, the thing is that they don't let Scientologists speak for themselves. Not at all. They don't. And so see for yourself or think for yourself or speak for yourself. Public sidewalk, sir. Public sidewalk, sir. Public sidewalk, sir. Wicked. Yeah, we don't want to block people's right of way. You know, like I got manhandled by Scientology security in, you know, Chicago. They assaulted us. They captured the police. They had the police do a bunch of illegal things. They're all going to catch complaints. Probably some charges. A bunch of corrupt cops in Chicago who have a record of corruption worked for Scientology and are going to find out what that's all about. It's a child trafficking cult. Do not give them one more minute of your time. If you have a conscience, if you can live with yourself.
Yeah, fuck Scientology.
Indeed, thank you very much.
That's your damn blessing.
That's, oh man. Dude. So it seems Scientology is arresting students? I mean, if I'm to believe that gentleman who just went by, that seems pretty abusive. All right. See, we've got some spirits around here of support. I mean, yeah. This is some very quick renegade chalk art. I like it. I think I like it a lot. Cult and trance.
Well, that's all that it is here. So
Yeah,
it's like
exactly.
olds and toddlers.
Yes.
Toddlers and
Right.
olds.
Ha! Yeah. I mean, I think, they're doing their music. Yeah, I think that's the key, right? Yeah, I just have one hand. I can't do the lower notes. It's Gravitation Day. We're gonna go to Target 2 that's the size of a golf ball. LRH bounced off the golf balls, hurtling into space. Going to a black hole as we speak. Yeah, that's a chipper sound. It's my 3rd grade recorder and everything. Good evening. Scientology is a cult. Please do not give them any of your time and attention. Tell your friends. Do not give them any of your time and attention. Oh, that's totally different. Oh. That's going to be tough. That's my white noise machine. Yeah, I think it's better than white noise. You can tell me. Most days, except when they're assaulting people on the Oop Media. Yeah, exactly. It's just for those punctuated days. Oop Media, great to see you. I mean, my bro on the streets of Denver. We had a great time. We put on a show. Shot goes so hard by that. Yeah, exactly. Junk. Yeah, it is, Matthew. It is. It's my 3rd grade recorder. Yeah, just to try to break it up. I'm trying to play along with it. I mean, I'm adding commentary and jamming. I think that's fair use. Yeah. I mean, it's pretty out. It's jazzy. I'm going for like a Miles Davis thing, I guess. Yeah. I mean, if you put a bunch of reverb on it, it might be music. Something like it. But they are really trying. But the problem is, I think their speakers aren't very well angled towards us. So, good evening. Scientology is a child trafficking cult. Be sure to tell your friends never to give them anything. No time, no attention, no money, but especially time because you can't ever get that back. Oh no. Please don't believe anything they told you. I hope you didn't give them your real name. Because if you did give them your email and your real name, they might not ever leave you alone. That's kind of what they do. Decades later, you keep on getting messages from these people. Please do not give your time to this child trafficking, extortionate cult. I mean, No, you're fine. You're not interrupting anything. If you don't want to be pictured, I won't picture you.
That's fine. I wasn't even yet. They're blasting copyrighted music. Here we go. There you go. Have a good one.
I'm really trying to play along. I know I'm not good at the recorder anymore. That was quite a bird sound. Wow. No, there's some powerful birds in Texas. They're real raptors and killers. Real amazing stuff. You know, are they? I wonder how far you can hear this. There is probably an amplified sound ordinance at certain times of day. It seems possible that this could be a possible violation of that. As you know, usually to broadcast any kind of amplified sound in a public square that goes a certain distance at a certain time of day, you need a permit. Good afternoon. It's a child trafficking cult. Please don't give them any of your time and attention. Oh no. Please, it doesn't seem like, you know, you got all the time left. Don't give any more of it to this cult. How's clearing the planet going? You know, like, doesn't seem to be working, right? You know, less than 30,000 Scientologists, how's clearing the planet going? So we're back to see for yourself. And they've upped the volume a little bit this time. So kind of almost breaking a noise ordinance, I think. Yeah, seemingly they're bought, they're purchased. I am not. I'm not about this. Yeah, all right. Yeah, he's trying. You know, you pulled out the decibel meter, and that's super cool. He's checking if it's. I'm guessing the daytime amplified noise ordinance might be 85 decibels. That's kind of common boilerplate for this kind of stuff. Oh, good evening. This is interesting stuff. All right. I'm not sure what effect it may have had. Yeah. Yeah, indeed. I mean, he looked like, I mean, if he was a Jedi, that was a very darkened Jedi.
Yeah, he's like a Terry Cloud Jedi.
Oh, he looked like he'd been practicing black magic a little bit.
Also, no, they have not closed that. They have not fixed that door yet. The door tag is still flawed.
Yeah, I am. See, I have a different idea about the door. I hear tell you assume that their HVAC system is blasting it out of its thing.
At first, that's what was happening, but it was the guy that got up on a ladder with a mallet.
With a rubber mallet. No, but it was like an Allen wrench. I think it wasn't even a screwdriver.
It's on Danny's feet. But
I know.
That guy broke it. It was because of the HVAC. And if they would have just waited for those doors to close, it would have worked. But no, they had to get up in there and like jam around with it. So now there's that kid at the reception desk that's like feverishly pushing the button and the doors are opening or closing. And it
Indeed.
delights me to no end.
See, in my opinion, this door was never properly hung. And when they lean out like that, it's usually the top hinge will be pushed out just a little bit to put the whole door at an angle.
And that's what he was pounding on with that.
He was, and there was no way that him pounding on anything with the rubber mallet would adjust. You need to take the door off and rehang it. That's the only way to fix it.
How do you call him Tackleberry and fucking man? They called him, somebody in my chat just called him Tackleberry and a fucking man. I'm fucking.
Oh, seriously. I didn't even want to go there. Yeah, no, thank you, Crow to Pixel. Absolutely. This is very unmarked. This kind and seemingly understanding and responsive as much as he's allowed to, gentleman, it belongs to this.
That just sent me.
Yes. Seriously, it reminded me of going to see Police Academy 4.
Right?
Yeah. I think that's the first one I saw in the theater. That's Citizens on Patrol, I believe.
Yes, there we go.
Yeah, Citizens on Patrol.
That's the one.
Yeah, that one's pretty ridiculous. I mean, they're really trying to go for it. And I mean, that's at least a 3 dB bump, probably 6. You know, they're really trying to do this. And so getting louder and louder, trying to violate a noise ordinance, but like, you know, whatever laws they can violate, they're going to try to do it. Because of the fair game policy, you know, L. Ron Hubbard wrote specifically that, you know, that any enemies or suppressive persons as identified by the church could be attacked and gone after by any and all manner. Please, I very much hope that you didn't give them any of your information that is real, because they very well may not ever leave you alone. And they're not going to be nice, because they ain't nice. Yeah.
I hope they did too.
Oh no. Yeah. I mean, I just think, you know, they were in such a rush to get the building finished that, you know, they hung the door wrong and they weren't willing to take it off and, you know, have like a security flack or whatnot where the door is just not actually on its hinges and cannot actually be locked for any period of time. You would think that they would have to have like a phalanx of OSA and private security guards to feel comfortable enough to do this. I mean, is this see you next Tuesday?
We're not using that kind of.
Yeah, right. Good evening. Hi. We're here protesting Scientology. It's a child trafficking cult. Don't give them any of your money or time. Yeah, that's clear. I think we got the correct direction. I mean, there's so many things about the saga of the door that are just so funny. Or maybe so funny. I think they're pretty funny. Good afternoon. Hi. We're protesting Scientology. They're a child trafficking cult. Please don't give them any of your time or attention. Don't take them seriously because they are not serious in any way, shape, or form. And they get professional people to do very unserious things, like the police, private security, politicians, and whatever else. There's a long line of corruption where they've engaged all of these people, paid them off, and some of it's been proven in court. So, you know, it seems like the hammer's starting to come down around the place for Scientology and the agents of Scientology through the court system, through legal means, through lawsuits, and through state and federal prosecution. And woe be to those who stand alongside this child trafficking cult, because, I mean, it's about to get legally very sticky and possibly very expensive. So, you know, just so that there is no confusion, we need no harm to any one person. Good evening. Hope you're doing well. Dude, those in-ears are awesome. Oh, wow, that is awesome. That Link costume is awesome. So, Church of Scientology Austin, welcome. Come in for a tour, visit our multimedia exhibit. Open daily from 9 a.m. to 10 p.m., Saturday, Sunday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Oh, you know, if you stand closer to the building, the sound goes right over. It's more effective right there. So maybe they're not daring enough to point the speakers straight down. That might be the next step. You know, just an idea. It's just a pedestrian trying to get his shopping together. It's a little jumpy, I think. You know, usually, like, you know, private property owners like this don't just like shoo every little pedestrian away from any little piece of like going over the property line. It seems like, again, a bit much, like exaggerated and uncalled for, and maybe not entirely intelligent. Call the Director of Public Affairs. Call them.
It's a cult.
Thank you very much for your support. It absolutely is a cult. That's right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So, media inquiries, called the Director of Public Affairs. I mean, just go for it.
Government sat on target too.
Oh, saddle Target 2. Target 2 is the size of a golf ball, you see. L. Ron Hubbard bounced off of it and is hurtling through the void of space towards a black hole as we speak. Don't go to Target 2.
They're going straight to the implant station.
Ha! Yeah, here we go. We're going to see for ourselves what Scientology is: a total hoax and a cult and a fraud, and it never was anything other than that. Every single time they got caught working over the citizens of many countries, they were kicked out of England, and then we were kicked out of a bunch of North American countries, and then they were on that boat for all that time until they strong-armed the American government and came to land in California, and you know the rest of the story. But I'm just trying to go with the music, trying to rap. I'm doing a rap up. Would you like a cashew?
Cashew. Indeed, sir. Thanks so much.
All right. Yeah. We're gonna make sure that we're proteined up. Oh, he's superficial. He's shooing people away from getting their shopping to go.
Did I laugh at him, or did he spit at him?
I don't know. It seems like there's a line of rough types that are spitting. I hope the words on the street that maybe like Mike Patton sometimes did live. Good evening. Hi there. Wow. I mean, just like a masonry bit right into the ear. Every single one of their songs, just an awful array of sounds that are, well, they're devoid of all purpose and meaning that is any good for anybody. Oh, wow. Awesome. What did he try to do? Oh dear.
Yes. So
No, that's serious.
in a bag.
Sure.
Because if
I agree. No, that is a good job. I cannot, no flies on that. One's own voice on any public place doesn't have a decibel limit. So well, what statute is that?
Yeah, I'm not amplifying anything, so there is none.
One's own voice on the street has no decibel limit. I mean, yes, child traffickers. I mean, is that a First Amendment violation, sir? Is that a violation of the United States Constitution?
They're not supposed to feel comfortable for protesting, and that is so you're protecting them against our right to speech.
when you shout and it causes people to look,
Well, I have to.
you're disturbing.
That is not. That's what's the point of a protest then? Explain.
So no protest is legal in Texas. No, but no protest. Yeah, that is absurd. If you get somebody's attention with your voice on the street, that is illegal. They're fifis. They're fifis if they look. Their feelings, their emotions, sir, their psychology. I mean, highly subjective, is it not? It doesn't seem like a fit legal statute.
Yeah,
Okay, those statutes, we are nowhere close to anything like any fighting word statute. Nowhere in the ballpark. Yeah, no, I know, but I was trying to correct.
Not in line with what the APD told me today. So why have they never arrested me every time they've been called? But now you're.
Yeah, it's just you.
Yeah,
It's just you.
So every agency has its own policies, which can be added to but not taken away from the law. For instance,
I know you're allowed to lie to us, but like.
Yeah, right. This is really quite absurd. Okay, I think we're done with this interaction. I think I'm quite sufficiently informed as to your ignorance of the law.
Sorry, just add it to the.
Yeah, just whatever addendum I so choose, right? At my discretion, whatever it may be. Yeah, no, seriously. Yeah, right on. It seems like you're wholesale ignorant.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah, no, it's, besides like, mathematical proofs and physical laws, it's all opinion, okay? If you didn't find that out in college, maybe you should go back. Yeah, at your discretion, woof, woof, boy, woof, woof. You look exactly like what you are, an authoritarian. Okay? Flexing. Getting people to stop engaging in their First Amendment protected activities on the street. That is authoritarian.
Just wait till I start coming out here.
I mean, looking quite fascistic indeed.
The actual laws.
To me, that's my opinion.
Well, I mean, my lawyer and the APD.
So maybe the law of 1930s Germany.
Keep your TRs in. You're off the rails. You're off the rails. He didn't turn his head, so I wasn't okay.
Absurd. All of that explanation is wholesale clowning on the Constitution.
It was that man's.
And I'm sure you'll exercise whatever rights you think that you have. I'm sure you will. People get illegally, dinged up by people like you all the ding darn time. I have no problem believing that you'll do it to us. Thanks for threatening us for using our voice on the street. Are you used to getting away with those threats and being a bully? Was that not an implied threat of arrest? Which then would result in, if we violated, what would happen? So that is a veiled threat of arrest. No, that would stand in court. I'm sorry you don't know the law. I'm sorry you don't, but people get dinged for that, okay? You've already gone over the line with our rights.
Now, if we could just teach him how to clap those cheeks next time so he doesn't have to use his hand, that'll be even better. Like, if you're gonna clap that ass at me, sir, I wanna see you clap that ass. Like,
Yeah, I know. He'll just make up whatever he wants.
right, but see, this time, here's me not.
Cool.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, it kind of cheeses me a little bit that he, asserts a bunch of things that are untrue, seemingly under color of some kind of a law while he's armed to the teeth and reflexively, getting people off of the property all over the place, like a very furtive, Ellie, definitely thanks for the reminder. It's just immediately we get the jerks. Immediately we get the threats. Immediately our rights are violated. And immediately they're engaging in some questionable public address practices, I would have to say. And we are being told to quiet it down with our voice when they are broadcasting their own stupid music up here. So, good evening. Thank you for your time and attention. It was fun talking last time.
laugh about that guy smacking his butt for the next 3.5 hours.
Oh, wow.
Like his ass slap tech was 10 out of 10.
I mean, do we seem like we mean anybody any harm in any way, shape, or form?
Yeah, real short. Like cheeks are hanging out.
You know?
Because I want it to be
So,
the actual ass.
is this what you train for?
Line dancing.
You know, I know some real tough people. You seem like you might be one. I've met a lot of private security guards for Scientology, and you seem like one of the toughest. And you're actually one of the most responsive, which I appreciate very much. Yeah. I didn't like that assertion of my lack of First Amendment constitutional rights to be able to, you know, gather in public and have some kind of redress of my grievances. Sir, that's a child trafficking cult that you're going into. It really is. So if I stage whisper and somebody turns, thank you very much. If I go like this and somebody turns their head, hey, Scientology's a cult. You know, is there a certain decibel?
Go away!
All right, Nance.
It's the ass slap time. I can't believe that guy did that. He's like, oh, I don't even know what to say to people, so smack my ass. Aztec. Aztec and Aztec. We're here for it. Aztec is the greatest thing I've ever seen. Get that Aztec.
Hey, don't denigrate the Aztecs.
That's right. They're fine. It's the Aztec that I'm really
That's right.
impressed with.
MLH, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Joe Coqueus, Cop Watch, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Oh, hello.
Well, yeah, I was going to live, but watching you. Get my doggies in camera soon. That's true, awesome. That sounds like fun. Window Tech Security Boy. Yeah, we're having a little convo here. Security with Mr. C. Oragosa. Thank you very much. So, do we give everything straight about your orders of like how to further violate our rights? Have a little convo with Scientology security? That doesn't look suspect in any way at all. No. That doesn't seem like you're totally taking stupid orders from idiots in there.
No idea. No sense of time. Sense the
Scientology's a cult. Don't give them any more of your time. You'll never get your time back.
He did break it on Oprah's couch from what I
Oh, so maybe we can't even speak to anybody on the street? Is that what it is?
Hey, hey!
I don't engage
You just mis-ID'd him. There's no damage. He just knocked something over. Come on, that's a dual diagnosis guy. He needs mental health help. That's dual diagnosis. He doesn't need police response. Police is not going to help him. He needs a mental health. He needs a social worker. Yeah, but I very much hope you didn't call a police officer on them, because people like that get killed by police officers all the time because they're not trained how to handle them. I very much hope that's the truth. No, I will. No. I have no reason to just believe what you say. So I will use seeming words, and I will use that, seems to me, and I'll have to kind of accept it for the purposes of this of this conversation. But I also just was degreed in psychology, graduated summa, and I've looked at the statistics, and when cops show up for these kinds of things, people like that get dead. So I very much hope you actually called a social worker. The stats are clear. Yeah, from Boston to Austin. Oh, he thinks he knows everything. He knows some things. I mean, he's more responsive than most of the private security. Yeah, but I think he's part of another constabulary force that has police powers in Texas, I think. Thank you very much. That's campus security, I guess. Thank you very much. Indeed. Thank you very much. Yeah. Oh, the weather is just perfect right now. The sun has gone down. It's probably going to level out to about 60. It's probably like 68, 70 right now with a nice breeze. It's very, very clear. It's very cool. It's very nice. That is some awesome Link stuff. I love it. I love the Link. Killer. Wow, look at that. The ink in this town is really something. It seems like there are a bunch of really good artists, a bunch of really attentive people. Emily said, please ask what department he represents in his badge number. Thank you, Ellie, I will. Let's identify him. I'm going to wait till he gets off the phone here. I don't want to seem combative. Yeah. Mary Salvi, thank you very much. Hey there, I'm in Boston, I think, because it's quiet here. Do you know they have a TV commercial about finding out that, yes, they do. I definitely do. All love and like, all of that. Thank you very much. I'll say it without cashews in my mouth. Hey there, I'm in Boston. From Mary Salvi, $5. Hey there, I'm in Boston. And I think because it's quiet here, yes. Hopefully it won't be too quiet too long. Do you know they have a cult? The cult have a TV commercial about finding out the tooth. Yes, I do. Yes, I do very much. Thank you very much. I've been an avid consumer of their media ever since the Volcano Dynamics commercial. Good afternoon, sir. Your beard game is off the freaking charts, man. I hope to get there one day. Freaking awesome. His over-exaggerated movements like every character in Sam Rockwell is there. DOA is told he can't use anything that amplifies, and he is told that their music is amplified, and the cops did something to get the music turned off. Yeah, me too. MLHGs. Like, I mean, that was a serious damn move.
Let's just say,
Yeah, I've watched that video a few times, and yeah, no kidding. Yeah. Oh yeah, he's back on the horn. So yeah, thank you, girl. That's right, I got distracted. So I'm just curious, what force under the color of law in Texas are you representing here? Are you part of any kind of Texas police force? But you're working as a private security guard right now, not as a police officer, correct? Okay, so what police force do you work for? Okay, so do you have so this private security force is called what? And you're an instructor. Do you mind if I read it? I can't read it. Do you mind? I don't want to make you nervous. I just want to read it. So for public safety, security, fire, and EMS. Now, you do security, and you said you're an EMT? Awesome. You know, we need more people like that for sure. And so it looks AMT advanced, NTIG, and so whatever police force obviously will be able to find you. Yeah, no, certainly, and you know, it's just a little weird that you won't. Is it that you're not proud of your police work that you won't identify yourself?
that's a great question.
Then you're trying to obfuscate your identity as a police officer to me? You just don't care to identify yourself to me? I know you're under no obligation, but like, would you just do so willingly as like kind of, you know, an officer of the law that's trying to, you know, make good with the citizenry, is trying to engage with them?
Yes, thank you, Ron.
Oh, so you're not even within your jurisdiction as a police officer?
Yeah, he did have some Oh yeah, there's an SB shop. It is. Y'all,
Interesting.
are gonna be like, how did he find us? Why did you find us?
Fair enough. Fair enough.
What just happened? Like, I think Austin would be too horrified to be
Well, no, they seem to be riding roughshod over a bunch of people here. That is really not true. They are getting deferential treatment by a number of public organizations and officials, not just in this city, but many cities. Oh, I don't believe that for 1 second. There's no evidence to back that up thus far about Scientology and the protesters. Not at all. Not at all. All of the evidence, all of the cases, all of the assaults against protesters have shown clearly within the last season that is not true in the United States anywhere. Well, I mean, ignorance of the facts. Ignorance of the facts. What is that? I mean, is it really a defense for any of this? Is ignorance of the law a defense? Ignorance of the law is not a defense, by the way. It's not. Oh, I wouldn't ask you to. I would not ask you to, certainly. But it seems as though you kind of going hammer and tongs on people who are like raising their voice in protest on the street is a little much, because every street protest, every anti-war protest, every human rights protest, a protest against the oppression of the people who are dying from AIDS throughout the 90s, of which I attended all, involved people shouting at the top of their lungs in desperation to change evils in the world. And that's what it always takes. It always takes that. So any amount that you diminish people's power on the street to exercise that is as much as you are diminishing their First Amendment right. And that's on you, dude. That's on you. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Not Craig County. Yeah, no, he's all the way full of it. Yeah, I know he's not. I'm just. Oh, he's not. Yeah. He has zero arrest power. But oh, wowzers. I'm sorry. Let's. Haha. Okay, from Flying Mom. Open parentheses, lower close parentheses. For having our girls back. You know, this is an easy choice. This is somebody that inspired me to get out on these streets. The exactitude, the wonderful deployment of righteous anger. As John Lewis said, some good trouble. You know, that's what, like, First Amendment rights are all about. Please don't give them your real name. They will never stop hounding you. Oh yeah, protect them from the ideas, right? From the free flow of ideas, certainly, right? Menace the ideas. Because I can really, I can feel it. And here they go with the amplified playlist again and again and again and again and again. And you're telling us not to use our voices at a certain decibel range, but not even a certain decibel range, just at your discretion. What you think has gotten somebody's attention has made them upset. So any of these people might just, oh, I'm upset at the word and, at the word the. And by your logic, then, you know, we would be subject to whatever the heck you would like to do then. So, does that seem logical anymore? I mean, have I just hammered the point home, like, with 10 penny nails a little bit? I was a carpenter. I did work as a construction laborer, you know. And like you know, that's like a top 10 in the country most deadly job, right? So, you know, but, like, I didn't rip people apart for, like, dropping a hammer near me, you know, but, that's kind of the difference between people that work on a crab fishing boat and construction laborers and cops. Just a little bit. So it's, you know, it's not like I'm unbrave. You know, I've put my life at risk for art or for money or for construction or, you know, all sorts of things. But, you know, it's a tough job. You know, security or police or anything, you know, lots of stress, not a lot of outlets. Not a lot of therapy, and if you go to therapy, I mean, heck, you get a stigma. Hey, they went to therapy, and maybe they're telling them all the dirty stuff that we're doing. Nobody wants to do it, right? Nobody wants to be seen as going to the therapist. And so, well, you know, they take, you know, by the numbers, you know, cops, you know, more domestic abuse, more violence, more alcoholism, more all of the stressors, you know, more heart disease, more all of this stuff. And I would hope that, you know, you would help your fellow officers avail themselves of the help that they desperately need, and especially in this state, because the numbers in this state are, I mean, they're awful. They are awful for policing, and that makes kind of Texas alone within the worst country in the history of the world for policing right now, kind of a really sore, festering boil of bad policing. Because you know how many people got shot by cops in the UK last year? Four. Peter Foster. I thank you for the little help. Lots. That's a lot. That's a lot of hunkin' help. In pounds, no less. The sterling. Oh yes. Straight out of the king's coffers. Wonderful. Peter Foster again, 10 pounds, just a little help. Brilliant. Yeah. So just, over and over again, the songs and the protection and the ridiculous legal arguments. I mean, they're echoing in my brain. Through the canyons of my mind, it seems this is a great legal mind that understands con law like crazy. I would like to see you make that argument in front of any constitutional law professor and see what happens. See how that gets cut to tatters, to ribbons. Because it's not. I mean, even though if it's happening in Texas, it is unconstitutional. And maybe a number of other things that have been happening recently in Texas are extremely unconstitutional. Because, the laws protect not just the citizens, it's all persons within the United States. Not citizens, all persons. Now, the non-citizens that appear on the border here, are they treated as human beings? I don't think so. And so that is a direct violation of their constitutional rights to be protected by the law as persons residing within the United States. Sir, please don't give them any more of your time. It seems like you don't have a lot of years from your gray and your bald. I mean, how am I doing? But that's genetic. What can I do? I mean, I could go the expensive route and go super Rogaine or hair plugs, but I'm just not that vain. I mean, do whatever you like. It's not about vanity. If you feel better doing whatever you're doing, do it.
This music is assaulting my ear.
Well, yeah, it's like a masonry bit into the ear every single time.
But
Good day,
I guess
sir.
the rules don't apply.
No.
They're amplified.
No, absolutely. No, this fine gentleman,
Go away!
let us know that we are protected. We're protected in exactly the same way as this building, which is an absolute absurdity since he is working for pay for them under their orders and kind of asserting color of law stuff in Texas that seems, dubious is, I think, the kindest word that I can use about it. Dubious. Good day. I hope you didn't give them your real name. Good day. Excellent. Yeah, it doesn't take much to see that this is an extortionate, blackmailing, tax fraud, wire fraud, securities fraud. Thank you very much. Did I say extortion? Yeah, extortionate. And, buildings like this, they're doing better business than a lot of places, but, they're operating a lot of these businesses as a tax dodge, right? So they'll open up one of these buildings and it will be under 10% occupancy, right? Although they'll try to make it look like it's filled. They'll try to make it look that way, okay? And so since a nonprofit religious organization has to prove that a certain percentage of their revenue is going to either religious services or good works, like charitable works, right? And if you can't prove that, then you lose your tax exempt status. And so in order to not pay taxes, this organization buys buildings like this and leaves them kind of empty. In Boston, Massachusetts, they bought a building in Dudley Square, which is now Nubian Square, in 2014. They were not able to develop the parcel over 3 years, and the city of Boston revoked their bond and took the building back because they were trying to park their money in it, and then they were kind of go after the poorest voting district in Massachusetts, who are extremely vulnerable, who don't have anything, who live on charity. And Scientology wanted to take their money for courses that do absolutely nothing, and I'm so proud of Boston for not putting up with that for 1 second. Austin is hurting for civic pride, as far as I can tell, by the very presence of this building. Thank you for the little help. Thank you for the girls having the back. Thank you, everybody. I mean, pizza, seriously, like, as a stage technician, so many times was my dinner just running for a slice of pizza in between shows or in between sets, like, and wolfing it down, trying to, like, get up a lot of the grease with napkins and doing exactly this. So I'm just as disgusting, if in fact that is. Because I don't think it is. I think it's what you got to do. If you're a working person, you got to eat. You gotta do what you got to do. And I mean, standing is hard work. So like carbo loading, it's totally apt. It'll work. It worked for me at least. Some people don't do well with carbs. But let's not meal shame a working person. Because I think that's totally legit. It's too legit to quit. Oh, wow. I mean,
Don't let him in if he doesn't get the ass tag. That's what I'm saying. The
Yeah.
ass tag. Nobody gets in. You gotta really like sashay it though, because he really like had it. He had his like hips.
sachet Shantae. Yeah, no, I get it. I understand. And again, I've been driving 14 hours a day some days, and I got to eat some road food in the car. So I don't think anybody's going to convince me that that's gross. That's a working thing. Yeah, want to escape this music a little bit. Oh my God. This music is terrible. It really hurts. Oh my God. It's destroying my brain. It seems like you came out in one piece. How do you mind if I ask you how that went?
I know.
No, indeed, but I'm just curious. You seem entertained.
Where are you? Yeah, it was kind of funny.
Nice. Did you see a movie?
Yeah.
Was it impressive?
They're like they kind
Did it have a booming voice?
Wait, so like, why are you guys outside?
Well, we're out here protesting Scientology because they do very real harm to people's lives. Because people are born into this cult in the highest levels, and they don't get to know anything about like the culture outside. They don't get access to the internet. They don't get to learn about anything like this. And that happens a lot in cults. It's one of the aspects that's easily identifiable by most cults where they control it. Is there a what?
Is there like a geographical area?
No, they're worldwide. So their international headquarters is in Los Angeles. They own like 30 properties or more, that large buildings like this in Los Angeles. Most of them are empty because they're losing members, right? They claim to have millions of members, but they have in between 30 and 20,000. And so a nonprofit religious organization like this needs to prove that a certain percentage of their income that they take from donations is either going to religious services or charitable works. That's every religion, right? Needs to prove that. And so since they don't have either very much, they park it in buildings like this. They park their money in buildings all over the globe, and they keep them at like 10% occupancy or less to just hide their money from the IRS so they don't have to pay taxes. And they traffic children from other countries into the United States and use them for slave labor, right? There are many stories of survivors that have been taken from Eastern Europe, Central and South America, and brought to Florida to be trained to do. So they go to like poor communities and they convince desperate parents that this is going to be a better life for them, and they'll give these kids over to them. When they come into Florida, they have their passports removed from them and they're placed in 4-star hotels where they're meant to do counseling. 12-year-olds doing counseling session for grown men who are sexual assaulters with an earpiece in their ear, where like some security agent here, like very many of the people that you see around here, will be telling them what to say next. And so for all of that, for the damage that they do to people's brains by being raised like cradle to the grave in a cult where they limit your access to information, does permanent neurological damage to anybody that's growing. right? If you limit your ideas, the set of your ideas, set theory, and your lexicon, it'd be less of a complex neuronal matrix or group of associations. The associative network neurologically will be lower. And to me, as a student of psychology, that to me says that they are doing physical brain damage to kids. And the survivors of this are working as hard as they can. People have gotten out. They're trying to figure out about the world and figure everything out for the first time in like their 30s, 40s, 50s, and 60s. And so this cult takes away people's whole lives. And that's why we're out here. Oh yeah. No, I mean, and it's fun. I mean, I used to have the same kind of interaction with them in the 90s in Boston. What? Oh, I've been only protesting for the past couple, I guess almost a month now. This is the beginning of my 4th week, I think. And I'm from Massachusetts. I drove to the opening of one of these buildings in Chicago, where the dear leader David Miscavige was, and we had the full force of the Chicago PD all over us, and armed security guards like this gentleman, but 20 of them, right? From donations, from very rich donors. I mean, maybe you're aware that there are very rich and powerful entertainers. Correct. And so, absolutely, Tom is their figurehead. Tom's their guy. Like, if they're doing some kind of PR work, they try to include Tom Cruise. And so, there are many actors and actresses and other business people that give millions and millions and millions of dollars to them. And so they have this war chest of donations, and since they don't engage in what you're meant to engage in as a religious entity, which is charitable works and religious services, they park it in buildings. Because L. Ron Hubbard, their founder, was not a fan of paying taxes. And he got kicked out of a few countries for doing that. Before he set up home base in the United States, he got kicked out of England for kind of messing with the Queen's money. And he lived on a boat that they called the Free Winds, where he had a bunch of teenage girls waiting on him hand and foot, which is the beginning of what they call the Sea Organization. The Sea Org is like the monastic level of Scientology, where you get up to a certain level and they ask you to sign a 1 billion-year contract. 1 billion years.
I saw it.
Yeah.
It's not good. What's the free personality test?
Well, it doesn't seem like there. Did you guys get a personality test? No. Oh, it's just right there and you could mail it in. So just be careful, because if you give them your email, your phone number, your real name, anything, they will not stop contacting you and trying to get money out of you and sign you up for courses. Literally decades. People have been still receiving emails, letters in the mail, and phone calls. So if you're curious, guard your brain, guard your personality. Say what?
Is it over if I already gave it my
I mean, they might be able to find something. I mean, just again, any of your real information they will try to use for their evil purposes for all time. All right.
Why'd you not me? I just wanted to know. I didn't know what it was.
Yeah. No. Which is awful. Yeah. It's really terrible that he's been brainwashed enough to support an organization like this that is so terrible, predatory, and destructive. But yeah, I mean, if people are curious, just don't give them any of your real information, and go ahead and use up their time and resources. Maybe you want to call them and tell them that you don't want to see things like this happen. Yeah, indeed. Just tell them you're not happy if you're not happy, right? So, and if you look up online, there's a bunch of information that's critical of Scientology. One of the original WikiLeaks sites, right, was a massive data dump of Scientology information, all their secret information, all of their upper levels, their manuals that they charge you $500,000 to take these courses. were all released online through WikiLeaks in 2008. And that was the beginning of, I don't know if you've ever heard of Anonymous, the hacker group. They went after them in 2008. And one slice of Anonymous that they called Chanology hacked a bunch of their sites and released a bunch of their information for free on the internet. And that the WikiLeaks site on Scientology is still up, so you can see all of this stuff. And it's a bunch of their nonprofit front groups, because there are a bunch of nonprofit front groups that don't say that they're Scientology. And this is like early childhood education, regular education, drug treatment rehab, business management front groups, all sorts. But what is it? Grant Cardone is the big business management guy that's a Scientology absolutely is a front for Scientology.
What is Scientology exactly? What's like the core like
Belief system? That is a very good question. So this group started in 1955 as like kind of a self-help group, and the first book that L. Ron Hubbard put out, well, he was a science fiction writer before this, and he got paid by the word, really awful science fiction. But then he wasn't making enough money, and so he started this self-help organization and released the book Dianetics in 1955. And for the first few years, it was just self-help, and basically it was a collection of other self-help books kind of done really badly, I think, and some badly interpreted psychology and psychological techniques. And then I guess he figured he had enough kind of customers who were listening to him to up the ante and turn it into a religion. I think it was 1958 that he formalized the Church of Scientology, whose beliefs, I mean, you can easily, if you want to go on with your friends, watch the South Park episode. Yeah, exactly. Trapped in the Closet, that goes over their upper level secret stuff, which is about a galactic overlord named Lord Xenu, who way off on the other side of the galaxy. He ruled over a galactic federation. He had an overpopulation problem. This is all what L. Ron Hubbard said, and what you learn at OT level 3 is after you've paid about $150,000, they tell you this. So Lord Xenu had a bunch of undesirables, overpopulation, froze them, put them in World War II era DC-8 like propeller planes, but they're painted gold, and that was the spaceships. But that's all his imagination could come up with. He's like copying and pasting things from his military service. And then, so then they flew these frozen undesirables in the DC-8s to Earth way back in the past, and dropped them into volcanoes in like Hawaii. And you'd think that would be enough to destroy these undesirables, but no. Then they dropped hydrogen bombs on the volcanoes just to make sure, right? And so then these undesirables, their souls went up into the atmosphere and swirled around the planet, and then found a home in early human beings. And Scientologists believe that these spirits that they call thetans are the source of all of our depression, all of our anxiety, our inability to be like walking supercomputers, and that if you can identify these spirits that are attached to you different places and remove them, then you could be like a superhuman. They say when you reach the highest level in Scientology, which is OT level 8, that you'll have like superpowers, you won't ever need glasses, you won't ever get sick. That's what they say. That they say these alien spirits that came from a galactic overlord Xenu all the way on the other side of the galaxy, ended up on human beings, and you got to pay them $500,000 to be able to see them and get them off you. But honestly, the people that reach OT level 8, they get sick, they get old. But the thing is, what they do once the OT level 8s get sick and old, they just hide them. They give them work that nobody sees. And so it's elder abuse on top of everything else. It is super fucked up. Thank you, man. We'll do all the things.
I appreciate the work you're doing.
Thank you very much.
On your mission, bro.
Indeed. Thank you. Thank you very much. I will. It was wonderful interaction.
College kids are great.
They're the best. I mean, they were very interested. They were cordial. They wanted to find out about what all of this is. And, we're just exchanging information on the street with some concerned citizens. Yeah, theft by deception and coercion, especially of protected classes. ACB. Wonderful. They are a comedy show. Lorraine Barrett.
Constantly on the improvement, sending
Wicked.
all the good and healthy vibes.
Yeah, that's right. Very, very good.
Leslie Vidal's information. She was my orthopedic surgeon and did the rehab.
MLH, take your time to pick a place to go with your healing. Don't you know? Wishing you, sending you all the vibes. So all that stuff knits up.
Tequila also makes me tell the truth. I don't really like
Yeah, absolutely, ACB. Well, we got evidence in Chicago that Scientologists were down at the migrant camps. A Venezuelan family told me, and another homeless guy was like, they're going after us, and they're going after the people down by the consulate. And so they prey on the vulnerable. They prey on the weak. And honestly, like any officer of the law who's meant to protect people shouldn't be protecting people that prey on the weak and the vulnerable. Because I saved 2 homeless kids from the Boston org myself 20 years ago. Myself. They plucked 2 kids off of the street. Kids that I had taken off the street to feed them and give them a free place to be and clean up out of the kindness of my heart, and it was easy. And one day they were off on their own in Boston, and I got a call from them. I got a call. In whispered tones, they said, I don't know where we are, but they showed us this movie, and they're trying to sign us up for these courses, and we don't have any money. Please get us out of here. And I knew exactly where they were. Marlborough Street, Back Bay, Boston, Massachusetts. Got in my van, got down there, and got them the heck out of there. They went after a 19 and 20-year-old homeless individual that were just looking for help. And they were going to use them for free slave labor for the rest of their life. And that's what you are protecting, sir. That's what you're protecting. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Do you see this? What are we doing? Oh, dear. This is kind of huge. This is like tactical. Those are guys in tactical vests. Getting ready to be body slammed, I guess.
I'm not really interested in that. No idea at all. I was only, are you asking me? I was in Denver for
Anybody?
6 months, honestly. I moved there for
This don't look great. Let's hang out. Let's be safe. Oh, wow. So A Closer Walk with Scientology by Austin PD. That looks a little sus. I hope you're proud of yourself, sir. You're protecting a child trafficking cult. If you're a protector of people, if you think of yourself as such, this is not what that is.
Well, they're inside, but I'm not allowed to go inside.
And honestly, I mean, if you are an officer of the law, you're denigrating the badge by standing out here for these fools. And honestly, there are other jobs. There are other jobs. You could be doing anything else, right? You know, it seemingly, as you said, it's your third position.
He just needs to show us on the doll or something, heard him or something.
Yeah, something. I mean, anything else than that. I mean, there are plenty of people of conscience that wouldn't take $1 million to stand out here. Wouldn't take $1 million to do this for these people because they know what it is and they know that it's dangerous and damaging and destructive. So if you're a protector of people, consider taking another job because this is despicable. Talk about beneath contempt. Child trafficking cult.
Maybe they're just embarrassed about their past.
Yeah, I know. Well, exactly. You know, I wonder if he is impersonating an officer right here. That would be a very serious crime. That'd be very serious.
Yeah, I know they should be.
I wonder. That's very serious indeed. You know, yeah, or in some other way improperly acting under color of law, that's pretty ding darn serious. So,
Excel spreadsheet, timestamps, and everything.
okay, we've got a supervisor on site.
No, that's
We have,
Alan.
no. This is patrol emergency response.
That's the same patrol people.
Indeed, but it said supervisor, so we might be getting a sergeant.
Well, I don't know. The police is walking away.
Yeah.
That is a security.
So I guess they wouldn't address us. Oh, okay. I see. Oh, security officer. Thank you. Yes. So this is your supervisor? But it says supervisor on the car. So you could understand my mistake. Seemingly. I mean, I see all the stars. Are those security stars? Yeah. Just constant public address system being kind of launched at us. And as things calm down from rush hour, it's way more apparent. Way more. This is seeming like a concert. Yeah. We're going up and up and up. Holy Moses. You're very well appointed. Wow. Is that the thin blue line flag? That's a desecration of the flag, the thin blue line flag. That's against the flag code, uniform flag code, I think, you know. Any alteration of the flag is a desecration of the flag. And it must be buried with solemnity. Any alteration. It says clearly, and if maybe you served in the military, you'd have read that regulation. But, I mean, it doesn't do military service people any favors to see very many desecrations of the flag. Say my grandfather that led a platoon through Okinawa as a Marine would not very much like this desecration of the flag, I do not think. I do not think very much at all. It will wash off with spit. Indeed. I've got another one if you want it.
It always sparks the question.
Sidewalk chalk everywhere does not spark the question. Some people just know. I think it's kind of a bit of an overreach to go nuts about sidewalk chalk. It's kind of just a little bit of an overreaction anywhere in the reasonable world. Yeah. Wow. Good evening. Hope you're well. We're here protesting Scientology. I guess we're having a discussion about the finer points of sidewalk chalk and whether or not, we're going to be torn apart for it. Because there's some open question about it.
Danny, by the way.
Yes, sir. Danny? Hi.
And you are?
I'm a citizen.
Okay. Danny, by the way. Dr. Pearl. All right. Good to meet you. I appreciate that.
Wicked.
Yeah.
No, indeed, that's very nice that you offered your hand.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
I'm all about supporting the First Amendment.
Indeed, thank you very much. As are we, and I think we're clearly within our First Amendment protected rights here. This is,
Peaceful.
gathering, peaceful, redress of grievances, all that.
That's what makes this country great.
I believe so. Yeah, I've been to places where it's impossible. I held a work visa in Russia for a second. as like an entertainer. And I'll tell those cops, whoa, those are really scary. No, they do not. And, you say the wrong word, that's 10 years. You say the word war over there in reference to Ukraine, 10 years. It's crazy.
If you're caught eating the wrong type of food in a certain district.
All sorts. Or you complain about your water being poisoned with uranium. They'll disappear you. No, it's crazy. I spent most of my time in St. Petersburg, and a lot of people of a certain age, about like 60, 70, are missing most of their teeth because there was uranium refinement upriver, and it got into the drinking water, and there's a bunch of cancers. Of course, the Soviet state tried to cover all of it, but a lot of people have dentures of a certain age who were St. Petersburg residents.
I think HBO did that miniseries about Chernobyl.
Oh, of course. Yeah, it's horrifying. And there's another really good documentary of that sort of 3 Mile Island. It's nearly as horrifying. It's about the same level of incompetence. Yeah.
Yeah, we're not safe from the general lack of knowledge.
Oh no, nobody's safe from ignorance or hubris, for sure. The Greeks tried to make sure we remembered that. I think it's the basis of Western philosophy. One of them, at least. Certainly. So.
And your question, overheard about this?
Yes.
It is not technically a flag code violation if it's worn in the proper manner.
It's documented.
The question comes when, like, it's printed on a shirt. Like you see somebody wearing a red, white, blue shirt.
I thought the code is very clear. It's any alteration of the flag is a violation, and any violated flag must be buried with solemnity.
That is true. Yeah, you're right.
Okay, and as
I could be. I could be wrong.
and the point that I try to make is, my closest relative that served in the serious shit was my grandfather that led a platoon through Okinawa, and what those people bled and died for, the freedoms and whatnot, and the freedom to burn the flag in a lot of places at the same time as what it represented. But for officers of the law and for any military person, I just think it's kind of untoward to have any kind of desecration of the flag.
No, I agree.
Any alteration, any mutation.
I'm a United States Marine. And
Excellent.
My father was in the Army.
Yes.
My grandfather was in the Army, and he was old enough to be in World War I.
Holy Moses. Oh, no. Whoa. He went back for more? There were so many people, so many isolationists after World War I. Like, that is very surprising.
In the first one.
Yeah.
And then the second one, he was in the Navy.
Yes.
And tried to go back for the Korean War, but they told me it's too old.
Gee whiz, that is ultimate service. Oh dear. Okay. So that was a very cordial.
That's right.
Curtis Harrison, very good point.
That's the exact right reaction to that call. 10 out of 10.
Allie, very good point.
Subject name is Richard Strong, warrant from Travis County for robbery. Last seen wearing a
That's right, MLH.
So we've already had a warrant.
He was willing to have a discussion. I'm willing to have a discussion.
Yeah, I know. I had to risk.
That's about the long and short of it. Anybody that's willing to have any kind of, cogent, reasonable discussion on the square and level, I want to meet them there.
And in the Society of Survival, it talks about all the same conditions are going to be so prosperous.
Good day. Thanks for the conversation. Thank you.
So, I'll be really mad if
See, that ain't so hard. Maybe he's not being paid by Scientology. Child trafficking cult is what you work for, sir. Yep. Indeed, you do.
That's the guy who like took all the money from the credit card.
Lord.
He was the one that took Corbin and Barton Springer's college money.
That seems criminal.
Oh yeah. Oh, my glasses are very filthy. I cannot see. That was tragic though.
Oh no. I thought it was so good. I thought I had a utility belt. I didn't have no utility belt. Yeah. What'd you call me? All right. Chilling like a villain. That's right.
No, I have not been licking windows again. I never licked windows in the first place.
That's right. That's a really good song by Aphex Twin too. Window Licker by Aphex Twin. Check it out today. The video is amazing too. Maybe a little suggestive. Again, not for the child audience. Oh, right. Well,
Yes, it is. Sure is. Yep, my hoodie is on backwards. Yes, it is. Thank you.
good day.
Yep, thank you. Thank you. I know, it's on backwards.
Defending that concrete. Make sure nobody steps on it. It's like they're a sovereign nation. They need all this protection.
We got asphalt tech. We got backwards hoodie tech. Why'd you let me put my sweatshirt on backwards like I'm an idiot?
I didn't let you because I didn't see you. Or hopefully I would have been a friend. A friend in need is a friend in sweatshirt. That's really good. And the wraparound. That's the slick move. I was thinking it was going to the hat.
I can't even be out here dressing myself. Who am I to be talking to stuff outside?
Oof. He's policing it up. Police of these.
Is he calling us again? Is he calling on us?
No, that's this destruction of property.
I've actually handled that guy before. That guy
Well,
is like
it looks like, I'm not sure if there was a suggestion of any mental health care for this individual as suggested before. I didn't hear any word of that.
I don't know. I wasn't paying attention. Yeah,
Whatever.
It was totally on purpose, y'all.
And louder. It's like we have to kind of shout over it a little bit. Pretty ridiculous that you're allowing that to happen.
So special that I'm allowed to dress myself. Like I wrote a book.
Anybody here that's not part of this religion is subject to this crap, right? This music that ain't worth a fig. This is a noise ordinance violation, I think. Amplified sound on the street at this decibel range at this time of day. This can't be legal.
I do know the name, but I don't know if I met that person or.
Just putting on the guitar.
Oh yeah, it's guitar tech time. Don't please don't drop it.
That's right. It's Barbara Dillon coming at you.
It's time for guitar tech. Wow.
Thank you. Some reflexes you better recognize. Oh, somebody's in trouble. Somebody's having the worst day of their lives.
It's an ambulance. I hope that everyone in
Chim-a-chom,
that is
chom,
okay.
chom, a chim, a chim, chim-a-cham, chom, chom. That's what I'm trying to say. Chim-cham.
I hope everyone there in that is using that or needs that is okay. Especially since it's not enough science.
Just like auto-tuned and put on the grid, squeezing all the life out of it.
I don't know what's on this phone. be honest with you, probably about 78. Always doing stressed up to go out. I'm doing a bad job at showing you all of the kid tech. Oh, look at that little Sea Org member. So sad. So sad. Math lab tech. Pass lab tech. The math lab tech. Just made my life. Yeah, damn it. The dirty looks that they're giving us.
Oh, the dirtiest.
Oh, look at
Dirty
this
birdie.
from Michael here.
Awesome. Shift change. Paid no attention to the man behind the curtain. Oh, I'm not making it. Let's see. Yeah.
Are you guys doing like the First Amendment officers? Like Patrick from News Now?
Not really. I think we're just protesting Scientology. So, but in knowing the law and street protest is probably a really, really good idea, though. So having some of that information of knowing your First Amendment rights is essential.
I mean,
because
I look at this way, we can both learn from each other, you know.
oh, everybody can learn from each other. Absolutely. If you have, an open mind and some open ears, you're willing to have a conversation.
100%.
Yeah, I believe that too. I think we're on the same page there.
Everybody naturally sees I unfold myself out of the car.
Oh, right.
I'm some type of gigantic, I haven't been called a stormtrooper. Reality.
Oh, sure. But people are afraid.
I'm a teddy bear, man.
But people are afraid of people that are armed to the teeth, and the rate of death by hands of uniformed officers in the United States is epidemic, and historically an aberration, and it's an aberration in the entire world. As I told this fine officer here, I asked if you knew how many people were shot by police in the entire United Kingdom last year.
I honestly, I don't.
I know.
Four.
Yeah.
Okay,
But it's
that's
still-
over 70 million people.
If,
Yes,
yes, we are
that's
the
the
number
age of
one
Incarcerator of human beings in the history of the world,
The United States.
by rate and by raw number.
I think it's his favorite song. He probably does
But if
punches
you
to
take
it.
LA, Chicago,
Yeah, that's a right-wing talking point. It's not true. It's not true. No, the crime rate is much, much higher in red states. If you actually look, I've done plenty of this research. Just graduated SUMA, looking at exactly this stuff. Okay, so
Who knows?
no, that is in fact a total fallacy, and a right-wing talking point. It's just not true.
Div 6.
Crime rate is much, much worse in red states. Much, much worse. It's the population density that's different, right? And so, you're going by raw number, and it's not what you measure. You measure the rate. And so, the United States was just beat out by incarceration rate by Rwanda this year, but it has been number one for the past 5 years, and the number two has been El Salvador and Rwanda in switching places for incarceration rate. And we have nearly 3 million, 2,700,000 blah 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 thousand people incarcerated. 700,000 of those are in pretrial detention. This is an aberration, right? So the next nearest country that has people incarcerated is China.
You should really ask about why his
They have
14-year-old daughter has
they
an Instagram. That's
China has 4 times our population, has less people in jail. 4 times, so that's what it is. And it's the same thing with the military. For military bases, we have 760 military bases around the world. The next nearest country is the United Kingdom at 70. And they're our closest ally. China has around 20, right? So the United States is using overwhelming force in all aspects, in an ahistorical manner, by the numbers. Yes, thanks, Ellie.
I do have.
Yeah. So, yeah, I've been looking right at this because I'm looking to go into research, get a PhD and generate a bunch of studies and data to like dismantle certain incredibly destructive and predatory practices within American jurisprudence and the incarceration state. Specifically the use of solitary confinement, which was shown to be cruel and unusual punishment if used over 14 days by the UN a decade ago. And the rest of the world also sees that. And if you look at the brain scans of people that are held for a long period of time, that the lack of socialization, the lack of human connection, it's what we are as a species, is a social animal. Like chimpanzees, we're a pack animal. And most of our brain development is around our ability to socialize, our language, our use of symbols, our use of tools. And if you take that away from the human organism, their brain, their neurons, the associative network within their brain atrophies. And they become permanent criminals by brain damage, which it produces extreme depression, total lack of executive function. Well, yeah, and so, I mean, in Colorado, they're one of the worst. They use solitary the most, and they have one of the worst recidivism rates. And the cops and the judges are kind of reflexive with this stuff, and they're doing nothing. I mean, people say it's a purple state. I mean, it's a red state with a few blue pockets, in actual fact. Absolutely. I don't know. Pearl, this fine gentleman is asking if we would like a water. Would you like a water?
I'm all set, but I appreciate
Yeah.
you.
Thank you very much. I think I'm all set as well.
No, I got my head.
Yeah, me too. I've got a leader, so we're ready for Freddie. I'm ready for an 8-hour shift. You know, like standing on the street, it's a lot easier than digging a ditch.
You could convince that guy over there. You can come ride with me for a 12-hour shift.
Thank you very much, sir. I'll take that as a high compliment. Thank you.
Probably not. That
That's a horse of a different color.
was 10 out of 10. I know. Because I've called him a compliment every minute.
It's like night and day.
Look at him. Oh, there's Tanya. Look how nice.
Oh, nice one.
Tanya.
I mean, you've convinced me. I need a tripod bad. This is amazing.
So much better.
Oh, what is that? Oh no.
Don't you litter.
Trashy. No.
I don't know that
Leave only footprints. Take only pictures is the rule.
I featured this guy on a couple of my reaction videos.
That's hunters.
Get there for graduation.
That's
They're just
conservationists.
afraid to walk out.
Yeah.
She didn't do it. It was Corbin.
Oh, did they lower the music a little bit? I'm not sure. Oh, right. Yeah, it's the big schmaltzy. Well, at least we've got a little bit more traffic to obfuscate this, absolute abomination of rhythm and tune. This is just cheap.
Because she has her little Tanya Springer private, but she's got other ones. She's got multiple. And we're going to go through all of them. Oh yeah, she is. She bragged about being happily married to the love of her life who likes to skin. So happy. Guys, mom happy. Well, she runs that school that
Yeah, so I'm just trying to jam along to the Sciento wonder sounds that they just keep pumping full strength, like a mighty stream.
They're allergic to melons. But what's happening is their social media Mike Harrigan, you're not
Such a cheesy piece of garbage. It's electric strings on an acoustic guitar to make it quieter. Easier to manage so I don't rip my hands apart, you know, playing for like 8 hours on the street, just for free or whatever. Just so you know, I'm trying to be, I have a muted down guitar, just in case that doesn't fiddle, you know, it doesn't fit with the freedoms we're afforded by the United States Constitution as per your, like, I think, desires. Yeah.
Yeah, the Jeep is pretty great.
Yeah. I mean, I think it would be better if they encourage people to think for yourself. Don't listen to a stupid cult. Think for yourself. Oh yeah, no, we're getting more peeps. That's music to my oars. Oh yeah, I mean, I think I saw them escape in a roadbox in Chicago.
It's true.
It seemed like they were doubled up on each other, like kind of akimbo. You know how one person's
Well,
just
the
like.
only thing that was missing was Sean and Galena because he was there too.
Ooh. All right. So we'll go this way. I mean, isn't this beautiful? Austin is beautiful. It's spring here. It's still kind of snowy up in New England in certain parts, and I just escaped a mountain at 8,000 feet that it got 3 feet of snow. Dug myself out of that. This is gorgeous. I've gotten a little color. I'm feeling great. Feeling rested. So can you hear the Scientology music? Maybe you can't, but like we can. I'm just trying to make sure that you know, we keep it in fair use. Is they had a funeral dinner there? Oh. No. Okay. I mean, I don't want to hear Neil Young being anywhere near that stupid restaurant. Neil's one of my heroes. Oh,
Oh man, Mike Rinder really took it.
oh, he had a big fall.
He did. Well, it's okay. I'm here to do a touch assist.
Okay, oh, there it goes.
All right, I got the touch assist.
Okay, and they're touching each other
They
for
are
assistance.
touching one another. There's
That-
the touch assist is happening. They're going to be okay, you guys. Don't
Don't
about
worry.
it.
That's
I
right.
got it. I got it.
Anti-Scientology is here for the touch assist. I mean, is there another chord in there, or is it just like, you know, 4 suspended and then 1 cowboy chord stop? Can't really tell. Barbara Dillon coming at you. Yeah. I mean, can you get, maybe we could have this musical accompaniment for this rally race that we're getting right here. Oh wow! I think they're a little top heavy. It's like the Isuzu Trooper 2. Oh no! Maybe he's got to deflate the cranium. Yeah, I mean I'm not sure if tapping it or something. You know, is the.
Tom Brady needs his big giant head back.
Oh no! Did he steal Tom Brady's giant head? I thought he got that from eating avocados. Right. I mean, that's what they say in New England. He's a beast for avocados. Can't stop him. Oh. They're necking. They're necking. Hope you're well. Phaeton Mobile? Come on. That's got whiskers on it. It's really good though. I like whiskers.
Well, so does Tanya. Remember we looked at all her art? All the cat art?
I mean, it's a fair question. It's a fair question. You do appear to be the Scientology police for all intents and purposes. Sure, but you do appear to be as he described, and so you could understand people's honest mistake, could you not?
Told so. I would be Ricky.
Well, all right.
for that.
Barbara Dillon.
I know. We need to just get like a
Hi there. Oh, they're watching us from the windows. Oh, we're watching the detectives. Looks so cute.
Oh my god, the guy behind the desk is so mad.
He's stoned. He's stone cold. Steve, awful.
Oh, I think so too, Sweet Pea. I think so too, 100%.
All right.
A TCA chick TV. Or you said you should put your hat on before having your first tip.
Oh no. I don't know any kind of public performance for I will not take one nothing. This is for the air. This is in the air of the night, and as such, I am tied to the regulation other than the ones addressing the First Amendment of the Constitution. And I will keep them. I'm not looking. No, I'm not looking to initialize casualization.
Why do I mention him?
Yeah, why?
Because he's here tonight.
Hey, everybody.
Why do I mention him?
This is really weird.
Also because
This
he's an idiot.
this
And he thinks that
location is weirder than the other ones. I feel like I'm getting closer to the weird as I move forward. I'm looking forward to the increase in weird. I love novelty. I like new things. Good evening. I hope you're well. We're out here protesting Scientology. Thank you very much. Thanks for your time and attention.
It's got a little darker. I put on my sweatshirt backwards for a minute. That happened. Yes, he's just sitting there just getting wait for you to die before I can go back to Auditing again. I don't ever do lunch. There's a swirl and upside down. And then hopefully somebody will tell us what, like what the abstract is. How do you talk about that? What is the abstract? Don't phone all the time, trying to probably. I don't think he does that. I think he's better himself. That man is selfish. He does not care about his friends, just like me. He doesn't care about anything. He's a cult full of narcissists and a narcissistic cult. That man does not give a flying F about anybody who's not named that river. He doesn't care about that. He died in order to presence here and walk by and he stopped it. He turned around and
It really makes me wonder.
and then he
It really makes me wonder, guys.
the best you got?
Oh, sorry, ENR. Sorry. Oh dear. Oh dear. Was that offensive? You don't like my buffalo shot? I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it.
I miss you, Elrond. I miss you, Elrond.
I didn't like it either. I'm generally unawares. It's not a professional operation. This is amateur hour, as you may have already gathered. So how about, is that better? But it's not better for the sound. So maybe we'll split the difference. Because I kind of just want to. Yeah, I'll hide everything. I'll hide all of my bits.
What are you hiding?
Oh, they said I gave them a buffalo shot and they start crying.
Oh.
Yeah. Hey, you know, sue me?
I mean, there might be people that would pay for that. So they
Yeah,
should
it's true.
probably just
No, I'm
record
not.
it
I'm
and put it
not.
on the internet.
Don't give them any ideas. I'm not doing an OnlyFans.
Oh.
I mean, if the money was. Oh, here we go. Right around.
He's probably got it. Yeah, it is.
So, you guys live stream or is this like a...
That they're both one and the same.
Yeah? I like it because honestly, I'd like to check it out.
I don't know if they do that.
It's around. Yeah. Well, the community of survivors of Scientology are really the interesting part.
Cora has
Right.
one.
It's called SPTV on
Tour
YouTube.
guide has one.
And I think the largest channel on there is Aaron Smith Levin. He's got 243,000 subs. And he's inspiring people through the telling of his escape from Scientology and
He wasn't walked out
surviving
that
it.
was.
And, you know,
The actual way.
well, yeah, there's a series of shows with several seasons on A&E. Each episode being a story of a survivor. And they're harrowing tales. These people do not mean any good for anyone. They mean to take your money. They mean to take your time.
If you don't mind me asking, what's your channel or what would I use to look up on?
Oh, that's interesting.
I mean, I understand if you don't want to tell
Oh, I'm at Pearl Snappy.
Yeah. No,
Is that?
At Pearl Snappy.
So yeah.
All one
So
word.
interesting. So at selfless self. I was just mulling it over, but yeah. I think whoever it is, and for whatever purposes they're going to watch our content, and that includes the security services
I mean,
of
like,
this
even
cult
if they're just, like, off
named
thinking on that, I don't know.
the Office of Special
The
Affairs,
byproducts of
otherwise
hiding
known as
inside, being
OSA.
afraid.
I've
They go for us hammer and tongs. They try to dox us. They go after our families. They go after our jobs. They go after our reputations. They go after our livelihoods.
She got real
I fear
mad.
what they don't understand.
Correct.
Oh, yeah.
And all we're doing here is trying to just bring understanding and consciousness raising about what it is that this organization in fact does and what they've been proven to do over very many decades. Oh, and yeah, for safety.
My OCD.
No, absolutely. No, because it's just that much closer to being kicked over by someone.
Or falling over.
Or exactly, all of those things.
Or somebody moving against it.
Totally. I mean, I've worked on stages most of my life. I appreciate safety. I try to follow the OSHA rules, not the OSA rules. Which they're being enforced better nowadays than when I started in theater in the 90s, which is good. Much better. Yeah, theater's a safer place to work now. I mean, stage technicians, it's particularly deadly as well, kind of like construction. Oh, wow, guys. Wow. Oh, jeez. Oh, come on, Lord. Yeah, you know. Yeah, I think you guys are really, you're now fixated. Maybe I should start an OnlyFans.
Oh, yeah. I'm happy to help you, Photo 30.
Mick T,
Me too.
good to see you. Hope you're enjoying whatever's going over there in the UK, wherever you are in the UK. I miss it. It seems to have changed a whole heck of a lot. I used to spend a lot of time over there, a lot of work visas. Unfortunately sponsored by O2 last time I was there. Yeah, the UK, I miss it.
Other guy did.
You know,
To a ridiculous point. This guy does not let things escalate, and for that, I
yeah, Bristol, Margate, Frome, Manchester to Edinburgh,
all day.
all of it.
I have no issue.
I mean, even Belfast.
The other guy that
Belfast is a kind of good gig. They're desperate for a good gig. They love it. Wow. So, am I gonna have to like wear a guard, or because the thing is, at this height, this thing really doesn't do well. So, you get the wall, the whiners, you get the door. From Buffalo to Buffalo, you just can't escape it, can you?
No, that's eyebrows. That's eyebrows, not eye.
So I'm gonna see, holding the camera, I need a tripod. So holding the camera and having it at head height, and holding a guitar, holding a pick, and trying to play the guitar all at the same time is I have yet to figure it out.
Honestly, red listens, I don't.
So I'm gonna need a tripod. This seems like a meeting spot now for the cool kids.
I mean, this is where you come to control those.
That's right. I mean, they're the best. They're the best at effing around and effing out. I don't know what effing out is. But I think this guy's picture along with the banner here, this speaks volumes.
Do you show eyebrows inside of the receptionist?
Oh, we have a shift change then.
I know, doesn't it make you just want to go back to college?
Ooh, I mean, so dishy. I mean, that's a head of hair that will not quit. I'm a little bit jealous. I don't have anything like this mangrove forest of hair. Yeah. Whoops. Too much stress in my life, I guess. Sorry. It's getting all actiony.
Yeah, I bet. I'm terrified.
How about the?
Oh, no, they don't.
See my?
Everybody, like, laugh, close in front of it.
If you try to use a touchscreen with your hands that are calloused, it doesn't work. So I just had to change hands. So I always have to use my right hand, I guess, to do the pinch because I've been playing enough guitar where the touchscreen will not read my calloused hands. Oh yeah.
But he waves back, so I kind of like that reception guy. 'Cause, like, if you get his attention, he'll wave back to you.
Really?
Yeah, he'll wave back to
Well, fantastic. So we're kind of people then?
you. That guy will actually play.
Those people are people, so why should it be?
Can't wait to expose your Instagram tomorrow.
That'd be nice.
Oh, it's gonna happen.
That'd be nice.
Probably turn into that live tomorrow when I go.
Oh no, but he's gonna take it private. What?
Oh, I already screen recorded.
You told him.
And I screen recorded it.
I mean, did I miss? Sorry. Cheers from the UK. Thank you. Just a little help. Thank you. I mean, y'all are super great for having our girls back anytime. Just easy breezy. Beautiful. I'm in Boston. Mary Salvi, I look forward to catching up with you when I return in Boston sometime in April. And we're going to have a good time because Boston really doesn't like Scientology. Really doesn't.
Idiot wrote their part. But see, they think that they know my name, and then, like, I can never figure out who they are. I know every person that works here.
It's probably a good idea. You know, it's a lot of it's publicly available.
Information, I combed theirs. I broke no laws. I exploited no vulnerabilities. For educational purposes only.
Educational, yes. Yeah, we ain't pros. We ain't zeros.
Let them private anything they want. Like, I didn't screenshot it today.
Hopefully just a nice element out.
Plinky plunk.
Well, I think it's technically a movement, SPH, but yes.
Hey. They were talking about mine. I thought you meant me.
Do you want us to have that conversation?
No. They're going after me. I am almost thinking about going. I mean, I'm getting desperate for gas money. I guess I'll do an OnlyFans next week. Yeah, there we go.
Going to the liquor store to buy popcorn.
I mean, it's all going to be me cutting my toenails, but
So you need only toes.
only toes.
That's what you need, only toes.
Yes.
There is ice cream called Moose Tracks. Definitely. No one likes the moose stuff though. Oh god, I just looked at it and I wanted to die. I wanted to die. I didn't know that it was that. Y'all, I wasn't even paying attention to what y'all were talking about. Now I saw it with my eyeballs. And I'm very upset with you. I need champagne. Oh, there's Bart in the back. Sorry, Corbin in the back.
I think they've turned it down a little bit because it's so egregious. It's still pretty egregious.
None of us can. None of us can. Except Jack. Davey probably does too. Yeah?
Yeah, that ain't working.
Maybe one is for selfless and one is for me. I don't know. They could both be for him. I don't know. He does have older brothers. He does, well, cousin. He's got cousins.
No Sciento. Yeah, if my OnlyFans, they say I should call it No Scientos if I'm doing that.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. That's very good. I think that's a fine idea. Yes. Yeah, they need. Yeah, well, for some reason I mean, they're doing, you know, good security guard, bad security guard.
Because if I thought I had to. I know.
Yeah, I know that MLH. Very, very good. Way to know your stuff. Not surprised. Ooh, of course that is. That's a misspelling. Of course, Amy M. Good evening. Hope you're well. Oh, I almost stepped on my sunglasses. Oh no.
Not me saying that it smells like hot dog water. And Big Boy goes, it smells so good in there. I'm fucking dead. I can't even. That was amazing.
I totally missed that though. Oh, it's a gem. You know, it's amazing what you can miss if you just look the other way for half a second. Oh, we're having a secret convo. We're getting close. We're getting secret. We're using code names now. We're using code names. That's from Raising Arizona. You know that bank action that John Goodman and what's his face get into. Yes, secret agent man. You can breathe the fresh air outside of Scientology orgs. It looks like they're doing a powwow to do some kind of action at our feet. I don't know what they're commiserating about, but it seems not so great since we've been threatened by this person right here. He really doesn't understand civil rights at all. I don't know why he thinks that First Amendment is restricted at vocalization with this no amplified sound at all. Doesn't make any constitutional sense if you took one look at a common law book. It would tell you now. Seems you study law at a cop shop and they don't really tell you what really goes on at the Supreme Court or other kinds of decisions. Any kind of appeals court or other kind of jurisprudence. Don't think you really know what you said.
Such a threat. Me and self here are really scary people. Have a good night, Phoenix. I would also send her up for $24 an hour. I don't know. No, I'm saying they are. I guess they make me feel comfortable. I'm not yell too loud or make people look at me when I'm talking. So that's that. That, you know, they're just protecting that.
Just round and round we go. Noise ordinance violations all over the place. Off these speakers that we just get to broadcast to the public, and it's not at all creepy that we close the shades every time we come by with our First Amendment rights.
I mean, it's still true. What's up? Got extra dogs tonight. Probably to like wrestle to get into the control tower.
Yeah, we've got some tactical gear. Good evening. My name is Selfless Love. Nice to meet you too. This is well met. Here we are, face to face with a couple of teenagers.
2 windows.
It's like, well, they've been keeping out of here.
What are you guys standing for?
We're standing against this club.
I agree.
Yes.
Be cool.
Yes.
I
Child
agree.
trafficking,
I don't know much about it besides that it's
All right.
Don't go in there.
Yeah, certainly. Don't give them any of your real information. They will not stop. For maybe the rest of your life, they will send you emails and they will place telephone calls to wherever you are. Because they just want money. They just want your time. They want to take all of it and they won't stop taking it once they have some. And they do this to a lot of people. A lot of people have had their lives completely ruined. Yes.
They brainwashed Tom Cruise.
Oh, Tom knows exactly what's going on. He's the CEO remembers as his own personal slave when he's not.
I mean, imagine the power for an actor.
Have to do it. So all these idiots-
Actors are rather insecure people, generally. I've known a few.
I think Mission Impossible is one of my favorite movies.
Oh dear.
But it's probably made for C word tears. Outside of
It's kind of like our Birth of a Nation, I guess.
yeah.
Yeah, so, you know. Yes, Lafayette, Ron Hubbard, who was maybe the worst science fiction writer in history. He got paid by the word. I would,
Man, this one is all based off. What do you guys wait to film?
yeah, certainly it's based on a science fiction story.
Yeah.
Let's see these gentle people. Do you mind being pictured?
When do you wait in your trailer until they come out?
You guys are cool being pictured?
Yeah.
All right. Hello. These fine young cannibals, gentlemen.
I'm down to troll. I'm waiting to troll.
That's what I do. I troll
Yo,
So when they come out, like when you said.
this. Depends on who it is.
yeah.
Oh, you know these guys.
I mean, if they try to give you a personality test, make a personality up. That's what we used to do. Us skateboard kids in Boston in the 90s, we'd ride up and we'd be like, hey man, just put on some kind of an act. Waste their time, waste their resources.
Right now, like, what's like a good troll that we say? You idiot. Tell me something that I say like my name is L. Ron Hubbard.
Oh, what are the signs?
Yeah, here's what they're over there, parked there.
Who is?
Under. There's some 2 cops in there, unmarked car.
Thank you very much.
But what did they say? They were looking at me.
I guess, see, we've had a variety of police presences. We had a couple Austin PD guys go in kind of full tactical, kind of geared up.
Yeah, that's what I saw right there.
And they went in and out, and I guess they're...
The one with the lights on? The blue
Yeah,
sign?
just posted up here, and then we usually only have one private security minder. Tonight we have 2. We're just out here exercising our First Amendment right, trying to have conversations with people, trying to raise consciousness about this predatory organization, and show our displeasure. And this is generally what we're met with, or much, much worse in just about every
Instead
city.
of them coming out and talking.
Well, right, and they say they're masters of communication, and they don't want to they're too afraid to engage with our ideas. So that doesn't seem to read, I guess. Do you mind being pictured, sir? No, it's quite all right if you don't. If you have any hesitation, I won't do it. So
Yeah,
it's cool. It's cool, man.
careful, 'cause
The conversation is fine. The conversation is fine.
My employer might have a problem.
I'm
If you go one way or the other, they're like, no, it's trouble.
absolutely, yeah. Any kind of friction, I understand, and definitely protect your livelihood first. And I wouldn't want to risk it.
It's sad that it goes that way. But
It sure does. It sure does. Yeah. In very many places, not just the South. It's all over the United States where it's harder and harder to speak out. Like I know my relatives are afraid to say that they're atheist in New Hampshire, because they'll lose their jobs. So that kind of thing.
I grew up as a Jehovah's Witness.
Oh, you were?
So
Okay.
some of the practices, I really feel shunning people
Correct.
is not it depends on who you shun.
Well,
if
the
you're
separation of
shunning-
families, like I've heard stories of like 17-year-old kids who like date the wrong person, date a black girl, smoke a cigarette in front of their kids, and they're out on the street from Jehovah's Witnesses.
Yeah, and that's not appropriate. So some of them overdo it. I call
Right.
it overdoing it.
Way overdoing it.
It's like-
That's child abuse.
It's there's one thing with overdoing something, and there's another thing. Okay, let me show out of love, because the Bible says God is love. So let me show you what it has to say, and let me show you the wisdom and experience.
The Bible says a lot of things. There's a lot of judgment and punishment in the Bible as well, and so there's a lot of death and destruction along with that love, and so it's rather contradictory document.
Yeah, it's one of those that you have to like examine the entire book and be like, oh, okay.
Yeah, but what about the other books that were removed from the Bible, the Gnostic Gospels that were removed in the 3rd century at the Council of Nicaea? There was the Gospel of Philip, the Gospel of Thomas, the Gospel of Mary, the Gospel of Judas. I've read them all, and they're fascinating. And they were canon in certain areas, and they were removed as the Christian Church made basically an alliance with the Roman Empire. And that's when Christianity changed forever. It became a Roman imperial project.
Which eventually the church became authority in certain sectors of the world. Yes.
I mean, so when that church authority took over control of Europe, culture hit a nosedive. Europe forgot how to make concrete for 1,000 years. Okay, descended into darkness, and the only people that were literate, including kings, were the monks. Right, most royalty, most of the aristocracy up until maybe the 13th century were illiterate, almost completely, kind of, because, and that wasn't true of Roman and Greek society. That was true when Christianity took over and had ultimate authority over Europe for 1,000 years.
And yeah, in society, it's back. I'm not gonna say backbone, but you can see all the laws that thou shalt not kill, and then if you kill, there's consequences.
Right,
now,
but what's
further than that? Then it gets to where they bring back the old way of doing things.
But it's not really kill; it's murder, because killing was definitely sanctioned by the great Lord Moses. The second part of Exodus, once they exit Egypt, is them going from civilization to civilization, laying siege, killing every last man, woman, and child, and a lot of the livestock, and keeping only the birthing age virgins around, as decreed by God in Exodus, right? So there's a heck of a lot of that kind of stuff in it. Say like the book of Job, where God takes a bet with the devil to torture his most loyal freaking adherent. It seems like a sick joke by a capricious God.
Yeah, it seems like the Bible has had negative and positive effects, but it's the negative effects that we have to make an awareness to, and so that's where I could see I know I passed by a few times my car's there. I wish I would park this closer. Could I now? Yeah, maybe now. Now there's
Sure.
some space available, but
it was like the changing of everybody, like everybody commuting and catching these parking spaces. I'm guessing at night is a fast thing.
unless I pay the garage and
Oh Lord, yeah.
But
Yeah, I've been paying a lot of garages since I've been on the road. I know how that goes. Oh, certainly. I wish more people who believed fully in the Bible really knew everything that it contained, and knew about the contradictions within the Gospels. Even it's not even the rest of the thing.
I spoke with them, and I did the personality test.
Yes, how was that?
And then I concluded at my mind. I says, look, if you have knowledge to offer, then I'm willing to hear the knowledge. I'm willing to obtain it.
Yes. Okay.
But then again,
Interesting.
I have my own desires too.
Of course you do. Right.
And the church should be willing there to. I'm not saying they have to support me in all my desires, but if my desires are logic, or they have, they're gonna improve my life along as well as the others around me, then they should be supportive. And a lot of times they shun. So if you're Jehovah's Witness, you go to UT Austin, or you're doing anything, they shun.
Yes.
Because they say you're not to be any part of the world.
Oh, right. Have you seen? There's a pretty big YouTube channel out
I'm
there.
not saying all do it.
No, but there's
but there are those ones that will do it.
Sure. There's a pretty big YouTube channel out there called Telltale Atheist. He's I think just hit 30 or something. He suffered at the hands of was raised in Jehovah's Witness and was kicked to the curb by his family at 17 and had to make his own way in the world. Barely survived. Finally.
My stepdad he's a presiding overseer.
Yes.
But he doesn't kick me to the curb. But he, clearly says if you're going to live in my house, and I totally agree, I can't do certain things because if the others are watching and it brings that image that it's okay. And that's how I can relate to them. Like,
Well,
okay,
then there's a constant danger to even your father, who's an overseer, if that seems really controlling
it's
of
it's
his life and your life.
It's a heavy responsibility that he's undertaking, and all we have to go on is our belief systems and what we believe in. And if he totally believes that there's going to be a reward at the end, then I'm not there to. He suffers from polio, so I'm not there to kind of like,
Terrible.
Oh, well, you'll never get cured.
So
That's
is
evil
it
in itself?
so never got treated,
He was treated what I heard with the vaccine cost.
but the
The
what?
vaccine was the root of it. It's weird how.
I mean,
Uh,
hard to believe that. Hard to believe that. I'm having a very hard time accepting that as the truth.
That's the story. Is it entirely true? I wasn't there, so I can't.
Sure.
I can't say, well,
Anything is possible. I would say highly improbable.
Like the same thing. I was told I was born in Texas, in a town near Arlington. That's fine.
Yes.
I can be told I could have been born in McAllen, and but
Sure.
family were concerned about my mental well-being. So just knowing that they raised me in that form can't matter. They could have lied.
Sure.
Instantly, they could have just lied.
Yes. And I mean, what if they were lying to you and they didn't know? What if they were supplied with lies from their organization that they were telling, that they
Well,
truly
showed me
believed
a
that they were
paper.
untruth?
I call it a paper because I just, what is this? But it's a paper.
Right.
No stamp, there's nothing, it's just written on there. Like
I see.
Mars. And so
Okay, so like no citation, not like author, this is from this institution, written on this date for this purpose?
Doctor's name,
Okay.
It had the county, and it had
Okay.
the time, and it had the date, and it
Okay.
had my father, and it had my mother. So it had the credentials
Interesting.
I needed. It had the credentials I needed, but it was not solid.
Don't give them your information. They will hound you for the rest of your life. They will not stop trying to contact you.
So, it was not enough information for me.
Oh, look, this is the sign of success, body routing into a cult. Whoop-de-doo. Hip, hip, hooray. Sorry.
So, it's. I think the cops left now. Are they gone? The Charger's still there?
That charger left. Maybe they moved on down. Perhaps they had a shotgun mic and they heard you're identifying them.
Yeah, and pointed that way,
Yeah, right? I mean, it would pick up at that distance.
and they relocated.
Perhaps. Or, yeah, I was just, to not shoot you, I was just pointing in this direction. They may have just seen me,
And
just
I was over there looking.
just filming directly. So,
It's neat because I can't take that paper's word for it. And
Oh, no.
So my mother's sister was still alive, so I asked her if she could confirm it, but that still wasn't enough. So I went to the city itself, and went to the state, and I got the vital statistics indicating that. And then the city comes out, and like, oh my God, the city is so conservative, they're so lazy, they're arrogant, and they're morons, whatever I want to call them. There's a farm town. Small town mentality. Farm
right.
Town.
Yeah. It seems kind of dangerous out
Things
there.
have always been the way they have been.
Yes.
And,
In this little pocket that you haven't examined anything outside of it.
The church is not going to change. And
Right.
well, if the church is not functioning anymore, well, it's always been a church, so you can't do nothing with it.
I see.
And then you try to do something with them, and they give you a hard time. You
Yes.
have to just. They have any reason. And if you're able to get through the red tape, it could take a year, 2 years, longer than that. You get through the red tape, and then you're finally able to do something. And it rarely happens. Not like Austin.
No, this is a little island in a very strange sea of a lot of empty land and a lot of maybe empty thoughts and empty promises.
I said, what would they do? Would they ever touch that church? I'm like, no.
No.
The church itself would just improve itself. They'll add on to it.
Yeah.
And make some improvements because is this place going to leave? No.
No.
I knew it wasn't going to leave.
No, it's not. No, I mean, seemingly they're protected by a number of different kinds of organizations. Where we're out here with our cameras.
I'm not trying to slander them either, because I did talk with them,
but
every
it's
church includes one thing. They include some knowledge, they include and money.
A lot of money.
Knowledge,
yeah.
And like the barber shop that was there, told me how much money they make, that Catholic church.
Well, I don't think the Quakers are really all about money. They're really living very humble, meager existences and give of themselves completely to their communities and live a life of service. The Unitarian Universalists are also not about money and live a life of service for humanitarian aid. I'm not a Unitarian, but I worked for their human rights advocacy group and basic like disaster relief and stuff like that called the Unitarian Universalist Service Committee. And they have a global network of programs for like when I was there, we were doing disaster relief in the Congo and Haiti, and we were doing prison reform and a bunch of other, domestic and international programs. They started doing relief for Holocaust victims in the 40s. They were one of the first American organizations to do any kind of work like that. So there are churches of much smaller stature that absolutely do not do it for the money.
And they play a function in our community.
Quakers and the Unitarians, I wish there were more of them.
And they actually, there's one of these churches is offering food.
Yeah.
And so
any amount that you do that's fine. But remember that Hezbollah also offers a lot of aid like this. And a lot of religious organizations use charity arms to cover up everything else that they do on a public relations basis. So it's all of them. Like the Catholic Church does like a whole lot of aid and they do a whole lot of damage. Like they'll go to Africa and they're like, okay, so we'll give you some food, but condoms are worse than AIDS. And so that will just increase the spread of AIDS in Africa, and which it did. And they preach that way for a whole long. I mean, if there are billions of dollars in the coffers, like even the things that they do right sometimes are for the wrong reasons.
Maybe they're giving off the wrong perception. I would hope they would say, you know what, fornication is wrong, and sex.
Fornication is human.
Well, yeah, and that's just a teaching.
No, it's not. It's like a mountain of biological evidence of everything that has led up to this form, this species, all the other related species. This is what we are developed to do.
But I mean, when you think about it, if you're trying to combat the spread of AIDS, and you're trying to, I'm just saying that. I don't know what the Catholic Church said or what they did, but I would hope that they would bring out Bible teachings or what was in there and try to help.
Just give them a sandwich and help. So, Jesus said, pray inside. Go out and minister to the publicans, right? Give them aid, give them food, but don't preach to them. Do your praying indoors, privately. Because, I mean, if you're not just helping people, if you're helping people on the condition of them, like, receiving some kind of thing, then it's not charity anymore. It's indoctrination. You're taking somebody who's terribly vulnerable, starving, there's a famine, there's an illness, there's whatever, and the Catholic Church shows up and they're like, yeah, we could save you. Read this Bible verse first, though. And of course they're going to do it. It's their lives, the lives of their family. And it's like you're by the side of the road and a thief has a gun to your head. It's basically what that is. So you're always going to, if it's your children at stake, you're going to make that choice. You're going to reflexively make that choice. And it's a vicious practice that is conducted. It's vicious. Yeah, it's unchristian, completely uncharitable.
I feel really bad that I had to I never want to say that I part my way from God. I will never part my way from God. But I had to part from that organization.
No, it sounds like you have a really interesting walk. Really interesting.
It's one thing being raised and saying, "Oh, I'm doing the right thing. I have a tie, and I'm dressed up, and I was doing this at the age of 7."
Correct.
7 or 6. I could imagine 4.
It's too young.
Well,
you should let a kid grow up, and maybe not force them into anything like this, because your brain isn't fully formed at that point. And if you're brought into an organization like that, your brain for the, say at 7, you have 17 more formative years for full frontal brain maturation. And if all that you learn and all that you're fed is within the system of information, it limits the amount of associative connections in your brain. And if you're not allowed to use certain words or think about certain concepts or engage in certain things, it also limits the associative network in your brain.
You're in a box. And when my brother had told me, it was...
Wow, yes.
My brother had told me
All
pretty
right.
much, they're allowing pedophiles, they're allowing criminals in. Those criminals, those are pedophiles
And they're covering up for
had
them
contact with you.
in the witness? Absolutely,
he
yeah.
said they had contact with you. And I was like, yeah, I'm aware of it, but you got to understand how mom was. So I resorted for my mother being so highly, I don't want to say it, it's, I call her now as a negative person. You have negative views because the world is not going to destroy me. The world is not, but
No.
paranoid of it that it's the last days and they're evil and there's very few great people. There's great people everywhere. Everyone has the potential.
That's what I found. I've been to over 20 countries, and that's really true.
There
Most
are
people
that
are,
make mistakes.
of course there
And
are.
then police interventions come in, and it's called a police intervention. is what it is.
Right.
And so,
Well, sometimes they overdo it as well.
yeah, because it's all money paid. The guards there are being paid by this place. I'm just gonna.
Well, yeah, the love of money being the root of all evil, not money itself, and for the people stuck in that cycle or institutions stuck in that cycle, it's not the having of the money or the power. It's the acquisition. It's the process by which you identify a new thing that you don't have, and you find out how that you can capture it and make it your own.
At one time,
The hunt,
the Jehovah's Witnesses were about numbers, so they were letting these people in.
criminals, child
Because
abusers.
they said they repented and they
Yeah.
changed their ways and they're being taught, and
Correct.
we made sure they changed their ways.
Exactly
I
the same
remember
here.
Some of the people that were in my childhood. Yes, I do. And
Okay.
am I upset about it? No.
Why?
My brother is like.
They're criminals. They hurt people. They ruin people's lives through their actions. Ruined them. essay against
when One of
people.
them was trying to. When one of them was actually trying to. What do you call it? Have a sexual relationship with an elder's daughter.
Yes.
And then with me, and it got to a point where it just got worse. They never did anything about it. Then they talked to him, and then he denied it. And my brother said, I remember that. I said, yes, I know all about Mr. Windroff. I know all about it. Okay. Why are you Why are you not gonna honor mom's request? So that was upsetting to him. He said, why are you not gonna take your kids there? You need to take them to some type of some type of structure.
There's plenty of structure out there that doesn't include any religion.
That's what he told me too, and I said, I hope the structure you find is supportive. That was mom's structure based on her impoverished, life that she has, and that's all she could turn to. So
Yes.
I don't envy her. I'm not upset at her, and that was all that she had at the time.
Oh, that's very charitable. I don't know what's best in this situation, and that's certainly up to you. But I'd have to say, a lot of people wouldn't be as charitable, especially facing what you face, which is great danger at the hands of evil and predatory people.
Yeah, that's the problem. That's the issue. Now, if that's going on with
Because
the organization,
a parent's first duty, I think, is to protect children from this kind of harm.
yeah, and if that's continuing, I'm not around the organization to vouch and say, okay, I have to clean it up.
Right.
As God found. Well, I don't want to say God, but they always say it's God, which a lot of it is true. Has God found these people, and has God directed them to take appropriate action?
What did Jesus say about the law?
The law is the law.
Give unto Caesar what is Caesar's.
The law is the law.
Correct. And so these people are skirting the law with the protection of this
They're
organization.
manipulating. They're being manipulators.
So
They found something that now they could. And me, I don't.
give unto Caesar what is Caesar's, which is these criminals for criminal prosecution. That's a direct line. That's like red letter edition of the Bible, what Jesus actually said, not what people wrote about what he said, the actual sayings of Jesus as close as anything.
As much as we want children to grow up, they don't have because we're older, so our brains have developed, we have experience, we've been taught, we understand, okay, what are the other things in the world that we should not know as a child? What are those things? And we have the coping mechanism there. A child does not have that.
Yes. No, they don't. They can't possibly.
I want to be able to.
Not legally, not medically.
How can I put it this way? To give them the benefit of the doubt, but in the same time, they should be focused on their education because this world is about education.
Well,
a high majority of it is if you need to graduate, you need to have knowledge to survive.
Well, yeah.
And then after your graduation, then you need to get a prestigious school. That's the tend to be. I'm not saying that that's the only way of life.
No.
But it's just society itself, government itself, and
well, the world is getting more complex, and it takes more training and more information all the time to be able to navigate it successfully. And it seems like religious organizations that limit people's access to information are curtailing many people's ability to actually function outside of them and outside of these organizations. So these organizations cripple people emotionally and intellectually so that they become internally dependent upon them.
And they should aid their endeavor. If it's a positive, upbuilding endeavor, then they should aid that and help them find success.
But they aren't. Like this one isn't. I would say JW isn't. Perhaps you could say FLDS isn't. Seven Mountains Dominionists, the like super hardcore evangelical nationalist movement, they're not doing that. FLDS.
Oh, yeah, and I know the LDS have.
FLDS,
The one with.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm not. Yeah, I'm not super keen because, well, Latter-day Saints, there's a family separation as well. It's the same thing. There's the same shunning. Bunches of kids kicked to the curb, homeless for all of their teenage years.
Young University, they have had their own hospitals. They've had a lot of things. They sold that hospital. You know, I got up to the Aaronic priesthood with them, so I do have an idea of their teachings, but it's like they are slowly changing.
Yes.
And they're not, as I feel, they're not being 110% supportive. You know, if you had Brigham Young University, okay, now you give them one place to go to. How come you can't make more?
Right.
You know, produce more. And it sounds so like, imagine how much these things cost. Yes, they're very expensive.
Yes.
But if knowledge is what's going to help a person to succeed, then if you limit their knowledge, it goes back to what you're saying. I agree with you.
Totally.
That's why the witnesses have done that.
Well, no. I mean, educated people or giving people access to education.
Wanted a lot of them to go door to door, focus on going house to house, preaching the word.
Yeah, I've seen parents, Jehovah's Witnesses show up at my door at 8 o'clock in the morning with a 5 or 6 year old kid that they're dragging through the snow all day.
And you know, and yes, they do have what you call Bethel, what they call. They've moved it now. It's no longer New York.
Oh, right. Yeah. Bethel.
The Watchtower Tracks.
Yep.
But is that all they're going to offer to their people, or to their
generally
followers, or to their
seemingly
members?
They're getting more desperate, and they're doubling down on a bunch of nasty tactics, including protecting a bunch of these criminals. And I mean, there have been alleged investigations of murderers that have been, every level of crime. You know, the church will bring them in and cover up for their crimes and move them from place to place. I mean, the Catholic Church did the same thing with pedophile priests. Same thing with these guys. And the tale of the tape is a whole lot of human degradation and destruction. And not a whole lot of good works, not a whole lot of positivity.
It's the doctrine, and the witnesses had this doctrine that if two saw it, it's real. And that's what really helped Brother Windroff.
Crazy, thank you. Yo, man, you really know your stuff. Yeah, of course you do. You were raised in it, but yeah, absolutely. That's insane, right? So two upper level witnesses can just be like, "Oh, she's lying. That didn't happen," right? And that's how a lot of women who are assaulted basically get railroaded. that they're assaulted, you get a couple elders, or maybe not even, to say, oh yeah, that didn't happen, and then it didn't happen.
They investigated, and they have 2 witnesses. So if law enforcement do come, they'll tell them.
But they
this
don't.
happened.
But yeah, if they do, but they're never called.
Well, they won't.
They're reflexively not called.
Unless they've now disfellowshipped them, and they've been now.
Well, that means they're no longer useful to the organization, and they throw you to the wolves.
And then you're allowed to come with their permission. If you say anything or talk to anyone, then you're not allowed to be in the building anymore. Then they use.
Yeah, that's trespass. Yeah, criminal trespass.
Yeah, now they
Indeed.
enforce them.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm sure that these people would like us to, try to criminally trespass us off the sidewalk.
I think they were trying to do that. That's my
Yeah,
assumption.
pretty much. I was criminally trespassed from a public alley by a commander in the Chicago PD a few weeks back doing the same protest work in Chicago. Like a whole clutch of us. They marched us out of a public alley claiming that it was private and claiming that they had permission from the owner. You need the owner of the property to say that you're not allowed to be here. And then if you come back on after they've basically given you your trespass warning, then you're subject to arrest. But only the property owner can do this. And so some just rando Scientologist comes up and declares that this public alley is private. It's not. And then gets a police commander. So Officer Sergeant Commander, right? Police Commander David Harris, badge number 21, illegally trespassed, 15 to 20 protesters out of this alley and threatened us all with arrest illegally. So completely under the sway of Scientology, obviously bought, because we were trying to access this event. They were trying to open one of these things in Chicago, and the leader of this, David Miscavige, was there, and that's when they really put out a lot of the force, and they had 20 armed private security guards plus Chicago PD. And the first thing that happened on site of the event day is the private security guards assaulted a 73-year-old autistic man who was just trying to go to Dunkin' Donuts.
For getting near their premises.
For basic. So the sidewalk, it was like this, both sides of it, because they had a street closure. 10 feet on the sidewalk on either side was meant to be open for a fire lane, and it was permitted as a street festival, which means that it's generally open to the public. Neither were true. They didn't let anybody in the perimeter. They didn't let anybody up and down the sidewalk, although people, they checked residents and the University of Columbia dorm that's right next door to this new org. Now, these Scientologists were going into the Columbia University dorm and trying to get access to the kids and recruit them already. They had they tried to get the client lists of a bunch of businesses in the area, like right across the street there was a gym. That business owner told us they tried to get access to his client list so they could do what they do to anybody else that happens to walk in here and give their, exactly, just squeeze them for money. And on top of that, we saw documentation of Scientology going down to the Venezuelan migrant camps, trying to pick them up off the street. Talked to a couple of homeless people who told me they're targeting them as well. So they're knocking on every door. They're desperate. They have in between 30,000 and 20,000 members. They claim to have millions. They don't, right? And so this organization has joined forces recently with the Nation of Islam, which is really crazy. I don't know if you know the Nation.
I took a course, so
That's okay.
I took a course in trying to think of the name of it. It's an empire, right? So Islam has an empire that was going on for a while.
Nation of Islam has nothing to do with Islam. The Nation of Islam is an American, like.
So the empire that is uniting that was going to unite all of Islam, that was something else.
I mean, so there were various great leaders of different parts of Islamic culture, different great conquerors, great sultans. Mehmed II conquered Constantinople, made Istanbul, and conquered a whole lot of other things.
They have a lot of
A bunch of them did all this kind of things. But the Nation of Islam is like a 20th century invention, whose most famous and longest lived leader is Elijah Muhammad, who took it over, I think in the 1920s. And it stands as a separatist, ethno-nationalist group that one of their main beliefs is that they want no race mixing. And so separatist of like people of African descent from anybody else from anybody else. I think it's terribly dangerous to separate ourselves from ourselves as a global culture. If we don't know anything about ourselves and we don't intermarry, then we may.
So their belief is more like, okay, if you're African, then you need to only be with what?
Well, it's a supremacist, it's an ethnic and racial supremacist ideology.
It seems to be like, I don't want to call it a band-aid, but it's more of this older teachings of that come back from other philosophers when it comes to.
Well, I mean, maybe the original city-states where they didn't want intermarrying and they wanted like the particular breeding stock and this, particular character, and they were removed geographically. So like the Assyrians and the Babylonians and the Sumerians, they probably not a lot of intermarrying in the city centers, unless you were conquered, and then there was a lot of intermarrying, by force, obviously. But yeah. Kind of a dangerous organization. They've spoken very poorly of the Nation of Islam, about Jewish people specifically. And so the Nation of Islam, their numbers are waning. Scientology's numbers are waning. And about 10 years ago, they kind of linked arms. And now new Nation of Islam members are required to do, I think, a certain level of auditing, something that would cost somebody around $100,000. So they really, these classes, their upper levels, everything, they're just trying to take some of your money.
They charge for it.
Oh yeah, so to get to the highest level, OT8, like it's minimum like $500,000. So, it could be much, much more. If you fail any of the classes and you have to repeat them, then you have to pay the full price again. So, yeah, they take like hundreds of thousands of people's money, even if you're in the church. So. Even if you're in it, like Sea Org members will be able to work for some of their courses.
So if they get the highest degree, what do they just have a degree, or are they allowed to be move up in rank in the church, or what would be the next?
Well. Yeah, you move up in rank by going up what they call the bridge, and those are the OT levels. So there's a number of courses to get to what they call the state of clear. State of clear, basically what they're trying to do, they've identified what they call, it's really bad interpretation of psychology, what they call the reactive mind, our human emotions, our sadness, our fears, our this, that, and the other thing connected to what they say is alien souls connected to your body, thetans. Right, this is the science fiction part of Scientology. It's really crazy. But by identifying these things on your body and by a process called auditing, you're meant to be able to remove them. Yeah, I mean, you can get up to OT level 8, operating thetan level 8. And at that point, you're meant to have like superpowers. Like you're meant to not ever get sick, not need glasses, be like a human supercomputer that never forgets anything information that you're exposed to. None of this is true. There are a bunch of OT level 8s who are like elderly in these organizations, and they just hide them because they're not superheroes, right? They just have them do menial work. They'll move them out of orgs like this into some other place and have them live up their lives in obscurity. Because they're an embarrassment to the church, because it doesn't work. It never has. It hasn't produced any superheroes. So okay. Just 1 second, sir. So Luna's mom, 24, thank you very much. Bouncing from you and Pearl. Why do they need two security officers? Well, one, and a fat dude who couldn't run a block. I mean, he's been playing nice cop, but I'm not sure how nice he is. Thank you very much for the support.
This is just me. I've gotten to a point that it's very hard for me to trust these organizations, religious organizations.
Agreed.
I can go and hear some knowledge, but I have to really watch how close I get.
Agreed.
And it's sad that I've come to this point that yes, I do have qualities of a beta. Yes, a beta male or whatever you want to call it, but
These are not very accurate classifications.
But I'm just saying.
Just so you know.
Yeah, I know. But I'm just saying, I try my best to listen to authority and follow directions, and I try my hardest.
Think for yourself. Question authority.
But at the same time, they make it extremely difficult. I mean, just even the price range to excel to.
I mean, does the government lie?
Well, just to excel,
But does the government lie? Do police officers lie? Do innocent people go to jail? Do religions lie? Think for yourself. Question authority. Is my best advice.
Yeah, and it's tough that a person has to give up more than just their freedom. They have to give up more about themselves just to please the organization and
their whole lives.
Yeah,
and their free will.
When they mess up, they reap a harsh consequence.
The worst, absolutely harsh.
And they say, well, the university life is that way.
It can be. It depends on the university, I think.
It depends.
I went to Berklee College of Music, so it's pretty freewheeling. They let you kind of do what you wanted. I mean, you had to get the notes right. That's about it.
But it's what you said. It depends on the university.
Correct.
It depends. So
yeah, like Brigham Young.
Here, I don't have anyone looking at me that I'm a pedophile. That I'm I'm quiet to myself.
Yeah.
Then I step on the Texas State. Now I'm being looked at as this mentality of I'm not trying to take this whole channel into a different direction. I'm not trying to do that either.
No,
but
I don't think I'd let you.
There's more of this that I'm there for other reasons.
Right.
And I'm not there. I'm there to pursue an education. I'm not
correct.
There to.
Well, that sounds like bias and possible racism, possible a whole lot of discrimination.
In the universities, because you have all kinds of walks of life, especially in a public university. And then when you go on to the private university, then it changes because now you have to be part of some organization. It just depends.
Like Bob Jones or Biola or something?
Like if you're going to go to like St. Edward's, I heard they have people that are not Catholic affiliated.
Right. But
if you say you're Catholic affiliated, then you get more attention. You get more.
Yeah, but if you look at it, exactly what's written out for the Catholic Church and the Jesuit order, as far as what they are ordered to do to get more people into the church, it's anything, by any means necessary. If you look at their own directives, that engage in any kind of thing.
You have to give up in order to please organizations or to please
Indeed.
Institutions, and it's a matter of if I give up all this, will I still have an opportunity after I leave this institution or my own?
Yeah, maybe not. I mean, people say that there's a guarantee. There ain't. I know lawyers who've got their law degree and they can't find a job. Computer scientists. They're all losing their jobs to AI, just over and over and over again. There's no guarantee out there. Finding a good job with any amount of credential is getting harder and harder. So these promises are worth less and less as it goes forward. Well, it's been very fine speaking with you.
Yeah, same here, and I'm glad at least there's people out there. That's how I see it as. There's people out there that there's a lot of the YouTube channels I watch, and I'm like, there are people, I don't want to say audit, I don't want to say it like that, but there are people out there that are keeping us informed.
Oh, auditing is just fine. No, absolutely. See exactly what different institutions are doing. Use your First Amendment rights, stick a camera in their face, and see if they'll actually act in accordance with the law. And if they're not, then perhaps exposure, showing a large number of people that there is a difference between the practice of the law as it is on the street and the law as it is written.
Whether they're going to be supportive.
They generally are not, I've found. There's a lot of First Amendment auditing that needs to be done in the United States. A lot, because the cops have some of the worst record in the history of the world as far as like how many cops shoot people in the United States, the incarceration rate, the recidivism rate. Yeah, I mean, it's a historical aberration by the numbers, for sure. So there we go. Okay, shooting that way.
I enjoyed the time. I want to let you get back.
Indeed. That was a very fine conversation. I wish you all the luck, and I would Just steer clear of people trying to take away your free will.
Yeah.
And
It should be
take away your
that
time.
person's decision, and they should be clear and understand the decision that they're making and have all the knowledge when they're going to make it.
Well, you're never going to have all of it, but as much as you can. There is no ultimate knowledge, seemingly. There's our meat brains, our little purview onto the universe, as large as it is, we can only know a little piece of it. And so anybody saying, I have the total solution, I have all the knowledge, they're lying to you, and they probably have a book to sell you. In my experience, just about every single time. Because if we can just accept we don't know where we're going, we don't know everything, and it is scary. And that's why science exists, to try to discover the best actual practices.
Exactly.
And that's why we have all of this progress, is because of science and technological innovation,
And now we're
and
living
not
longer.
because of
Humans are
religion.
living longer.
Much longer.
I was coughing for a reason. I didn't cough on you. I tried that.
No, you were doing very well. You were doing very well.
I had 101 fever, and so I know I shook your hand. You may have to.
No, yeah, hand sanitizer for sure.
I know I'm bringing up another story. They gave me some antibiotics. I don't know if you want the alcohol wipes.
Oh, sure, I will. I'll avail myself of that.
It's just I don't think about it anymore right now because I've overcome it. But if it wasn't for antibiotics, if it wasn't for the discovery of antibiotics, we need another one. If it wasn't for the discovery of antibiotics, then where would we be at? I would be dead.
Indeed.
The fever would have went up.
Very
It
many.
would skyrocket.
Very many people would be. Very many.
And I tested negative for all of them except for one. That they didn't give me the results. I was supposed to log in back
Okay.
and find out what the results were. But I wasn't. They didn't have the results, and I was hoping they would give it. And they said, we don't know what it is. It's not neither or. It's not COVID. It's not the flu. So they're only saying it was one thing on it.
Okay.
Distracted. So yeah, it's
very bad. Streptococcus is super bad. And I'm sorry that I was in close proximity to you for that duration.
yeah. And I should have warned you. I don't think we were too close.
No, but still, Streptococcus is a real bastard.
Yeah, and
Most of my family are medical professionals.
so they didn't give me a. They didn't really.
But that's cool, man. Like, please be safe. I'm still in your proximity. Transmission of these diseases is proximity and duration. So I've already had proximity and duration. And thank you for warning me now. And now I feel somewhat in danger of contracting Streptococcus.
Kind of did.
So please,
Yeah,
have a very good evening.
Yeah, I'm sorry
Thank you
about
very
that.
much. It's quite all right.
You have a good evening.
Thank you. Wow, y'all. Sorry. Got a little trapped. That was a witness, a former witness, who was having a deep discussion about him trying to escape and different members of his family trying to get him all the way out, and he's kind of halfway out. He's kind of resisting some of the authority, and he's starting to understand that the witnesses, as a structure, don't mean anybody any good, but he still has a bunch of residual beliefs. So he's about halfway there. And this is a common thing, a common developmental stage in breaking free of any of these things. As I've seen it through, say, the different atheist movements in the United States. Seems like there's a big one around here. It's like Matt Dillahunty's home is kind of around here. Is one of the biggest anti-theists in the country, and has one of the biggest YouTube channels as well. And also the Freedom from Religion Foundation, I think, has a presence around here, and they do a lot of the same kind of work. And that's where I picked up some of this information, also psychology. But yeah, he's about halfway there, I think. Yeah, no, it's great because escaping the witnesses. That ain't no easy thing. Oh no. Sorry guys. I'm gonna try to take something as a prophylaxis. Right. Oh no, I'm just put it on the ground. Take a little snack. Little snack. See what's up, y'all. Thank you. Lose them on 24 again. Oh no, they got plenty of stuff in the car. Yeah, ABM. Yeah, no, I know, it's the line. I know, Michael Andreas. I watched the line for a while. I think they're a little screwy though. They're a little, I found the line to be a little up themselves recently. I mean, they're doing good work. They're, and I think Matt has just stopped just screaming at people. It's just generally part of the show. I didn't know, apoplexy was, a main feature of entertainment or education. So, but generally I like their content. I just, they're getting a little weird and big, and all this infighting between different atheist communities. I don't know. I don't have time for it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I watched it for a while. I followed him over there, and was kind of interested in some of their commentary. Dying Out Loud, I thought was worth it for the time that it was going. Just telling the story of people that are struggling with things like ALS. So. Oh no, exactly. It's more like nylon stocking tech. It's kind of sheer, see right through it. I mean, that cross in that flag. I don't know if anybody's played BioShock Infinite. but it looks just like the fascist symbols from BioShock Infinite. It's like they couldn't, if they tried to be more fascist, they couldn't be more fascist. Ooh, so we've got a wonderful movie. Woof. I mean, are they trying to overwhelm the senses? Is this like edited by a meth head? You know, it's cut. And the thing is, hard cuts on television, changing the channel, they all have like a little dopamine reaction when you have a hard cut between one image or another, and different. Yeah, I'm talking about the Sciento Cross and the pseudo-American flag and the silverness. It looks like BioShock Infinite. It looks like that video game. To me, it looks like Infinite. You know, that city in the sky, and that old father who's running everything in the future. It ends up is well, don't want to, no spoilers, sorry. I think it's one of the better stories of video games of the past, 14 years or something. Closer. Good evening. How you doing?
We're recording.
We are looking inside this building.
That toes on his face, bro.
No, I'm just going for the sign, sir. You had me adjust it. Well, yeah, I thought I was perfectly relaxed.
Totally normal.
Totally normal. I'm just not accurate.
That's right. Ask lab tech better than anti lab tech.
Oh, those kids are going through. What kind of violations? Did he say hand truck? It's all dark now. Yeah, Xenu eyes. Ah, that's funny. That's a UFO. Yeah, exactly. No, the building is letting people know. Exactly. There's a big gun with a cross, and they're going in and out, and the cops are going in and out. And, I mean, of course, they mean the people who are protecting them with lethal force displayed. Of course, that is definitely who they mean. Lethal force displayed. And we've got, mildly annoying rhetoric, signs, some musical instruments. Wow. Well, this got all out of whack. Are they playing this again?
Yeah.
No, I mean, they usually, is this just the end of the song? Oh.
Bar.
Bizarre. Are we done?
Oh yeah.
All right.
We just gotta drop this off because I'm not taking a wagon to the bar.
We're not going to take a wagon. And so we'll do a little pack it up. Gotta pack up. I just got out the stupid quitter. Thank you. Sit. Sit, Ubu, sit.
Good job.
That's right. He is a very good dog.
I don't know. I know it's in. That's why I love the wagon because I know it's in there. I can't wait until I can sue these people for this brain bleeding song.
Oh, Rip. So did you notice that you were deployed and the music were deployed and the shades were deployed as soon as we arrived? All at once. Not at all fishy, right, sir? Just wanted to show my displeasure at everything that's transpired between us. As I find it to be extremely disingenuous. So that's us for the night. It's been fun.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm boring. Sorry for the buffalo. Didn't mean it. Call it a bison. All right. Good night, y'all. So Sally Boyer, thank you. Sally, thank you so much. Yeah. No, it's a long shift. He ate a lot of pizza. Of course, he's going to get tired. Yeah, absolutely. You know, deadly force for First Amendment rights. It's.
For me, because I'm so scary.
I mean, we should all be panicked.
The scariest.
That's right.
But I do have the ass slap test.
Boom.
It's kind of my favorite.
Ass slap. Y'all are wonderful. How far of a drive was it to Denver to Austin? 14 and at 1.5 hours. Hey, Laughs Me. Hey, Christy. Good to see you, Hallie. Salstorm. Sorry I wasn't looking at the chat so much. Yeah, GM Flower, that's really good. I also said that. Nance Drew, great to see you. All the way from Chicago crew. New school rule. Groded Pixel, as always, wonderful. Christy, 5432-1. Welcome. Salstorm. All right, y'all. Later, Slater.